Referee assigned to tonight's game by the ECHL is Sean McFarland. The linesmen for tonight's game are Shane Gustafson and Killian McNamara. Fans, let's meet tonight's starting lineup for the visiting Greenville Swamp Rabbits, brought to you by Geico. On defense, number 3, Frank Mora. Also on defense, number 21, Samuel Jardine. At forward, number 13, Matt Bradley. At forward, number 28, Liam Pecoraro. At forward, number 48, Garrett Thompson. And in goal, number 31, Jacob Ingram. Greenville is coached by Andrew Lloyd, and the assistant is Philip Barsky. Fans, at this time, turn your attention to the video board as we meet tonight's Dick's Wings Kid of the Game. Thanks to Dick's Wings for presenting the Kid of the Game. Does your child want the opportunity to be a Kid of the Game at an Iceman home game? Each member of the Iceman Kids Club, presented by Dick's Wings and Grill, will receive a t-shirt, bag, a free Iceman ticket, and access to exclusive Kids Club events with the players. Visit jacksiceman.com/kidsclub for more information or sign up on the Iceman app. Iceman fans, it's time to get on your feet and howl! Welcome to the Ice Your leader, number K9, Bangs! Presented by Corporate Animal Hospital. Iceman fans, at this time, it's time to get on your feet and welcome to the ice, your 2021 Jacksonville Icemen! Defenseman, number 3, Kevin McCormick! Defenseman, number 6, Chase Harrison! Defenseman, number 7, Jacob Cedarholm! Forward, number 9, Mike Spatula. Jason Christie. The head athletic trainer is Scooter McClay. The strength coach is Patrick Murphy. And the head equipment manager is Jeremy Holloway.
Good evening, everyone. Arlie Johnson with you for Jacksonville Icemen hockey. Oh, we have been waiting a long time for this. 279 days to be exact, as the Icemen host the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Opening face-off in just a moment, but first, God Bless America and your national anthem.
Thank you, Taylor. Fans, at this time, we ask that you continue standing as we honor America and all the brave men and women who served our country with a rendition of the national anthem. Performing tonight's anthem is the Oakleaf High School Golden Regiment Band.
Got your message. I wish I knew someone that had 10 million.
Fans, big round of applause. Thank you to Oakleaf High School Golden Regiment Band.
It's a socially distanced crowd tonight, but they are loud and proud, loud as you have ever heard them here, as they went through the lineup for the Jacksonville Icemen tonight, led by their captain, newly named this week. Wasey Rabbit is going to be your captain for the Icemen this year. Alternate captains, former Icemen, now Icemen again, Cam Critchlow, after spending last year in England. Also an alternate captain, Matt Marquardt. The Icemen also with new duds on the ice, and they look fantastic. Jacksonville in home whites with aviator blue on the shoulder tops and down the rib cage. Navy blue also, navy blue numerals, navy blue pants. So it's aviator blue with the navy blue, and they look outstanding. Your referee tonight, Sean McFarland, two linesmen, Shane Gustafson and Killian McNamara. Jacksonville This is their home opener, but they did start their season last night. They did lose 6-2 to Florida, or 6-1 rather to Florida. As for Greenville, they're coming off a 3-2 overtime victory last night. Puck is down. We are underway. Our first home game in 279 days. It is a privilege to be with you tonight as the Icemen and Swamp Rabbits kick off the home campaign here in downtown Jacksonville. Swamp Rabbits with the puck in their own end. They throw it up the left side, find Pecoraro, who falls down at the blue line, keeps his feet for the moment as he works it over the line, but could not set up a man, had a possible 2-on-1 working. Greenville now takes it to the right wing side. They'll slip it in behind the net of Jacksonville's netminder, Eamon McAdam. Jacksonville fighting for the puck behind their net. It is Jason Binkley with it. He'll drop it off the end boards for Jeff Taylor. Taylor up the right side for Neely, who will redirect in behind the Greenville net. That's Eric Neely. We'll try and get you acquainted with all the Icemen players during the course of the intermissions as the Icemen get a steal at center ice, and we've got a whistle and a penalty already. Hooking will be the call. I believe this is going against the Icemen, and it will be a power play for the Swamp Rabbits. And it is the captain, Wasey Rabbit, heading into the box. So the Icemen shorthanded early, just 1:03 into the game. Greenville did not score on the power play last night. Excuse me, I take that back. They did 1 for 7 on the power play last night. It is the Icemen winning the draw. Jacob Cedarholm will get to the blue line and then slam it down the length of the ice, where Greenville's netminder Jacob Ingham will block the puck down. Forechecking for the Icemen, Mike Zmatula. He was penalty killing out there with Abbott Gerdukis. Now Zmatula comes off the ice in favor of Brendan Warren as the Swamp Rabbits clear in. Rimming it around, McAdam lets it go around the boards, comes off the glass high towards the blue line, over the line, and it's Gerdukis with speed, moving in shorthanded. Wrist shot, save is made, rebound is loose. Ingham never saw it. The Icemen get it back. They'll play it back to center ice and kill a little more time as Gerdukis really fooled Ingham with that snapshot from the right circle. Back into the zone comes Greenville. Shot from the high slot goes wide on a deflection. Still a minute 10 to go on the power play for the Swamp Rabbits as they control the puck on the near side half wall. It's McNamee, cross ice to the blue line. Wrister in a screen, deflected, and a save is made. Rebound deflects into the corner. Warren plays it around the wall. Battle for the puck. Nazarian will beat a man to it. Can't clear it yet, however. Tried to just golf it out with one hand on the stick and couldn't get it by the defenseman. Greenville around the boards to the near side. It is Brendan Connolly to the blue line for Jardine. Jardine playing it back to the half wall for Connolly. He has it picked off by Binkley, who read that pass beautifully. He'll wrist it off the short glass and down behind the net of Ingham. 30 seconds to go on this power play. Line change here for the Icemen, shorthanded. Liam Pecoraro, one of only 3 returning Swamp Rabbit players from last season, but he is one of the best. Takes it into the zone. Jardine holds in for the moment, plays it into the corner for Pecoraro. Taylor rips it around the boards for Jacksonville, not out of the zone yet. Shot is deflected over the glass and out of play. We'll have a draw in Jacksonville's end with just 8 seconds to go on the penalty to Wasey Rabbit. Well defended so far from the Icemen. 1 shot on goal for Greenville on this power play. It was a tester on a deflection in tight, but Eamon McAdam makes the save. McAdam played last year for the Adirondack Thunder. Good numbers last year for Adirondack, including a shutout victory here in Jacksonville last February. Or actually, I should say this February for 2020. Penalty time is up as Jacksonville clears out of the zone. We are back at 5 aside. Centering feed for Greenville. It's deflected into the corner by Jacksonville's Kevin McKernan, and Wasey Rabbit is able to redirect out to center. Swamp Rabbits regroup. They'll forehand into the zone. McKernan first on it for the Icemen. Got hit from behind, but no call there from your referee, Sean McFarland. Jacksonville has a deflection out of the zone. Well done by Nick Saraceno, who was just signed yesterday. He could not play for the Icemen last night, but he is in action tonight, formerly with the Wheeling Nailers. Greenville from center ice. Pass from right to left, looking for Brian Moore. It's too far in front of him. Cedarholm plays it off the backboards for Jacksonville. Can't clear it yet. Pinned up along the boards, 2-on-2 play along the near side. 16:07 to go in the first period. We are still scoreless here in Jacksonville. as Neely plays it on the backhand to Cedarholm. Cedarholm for Marquardt, who will shovel it into the left side of Ingham. And Eric Neely for the Icemen will be first on the puck. Tries to get around Frank Hora. Good hit by Marquardt, knocking the puck loose. Hora gets it back. He'll stick handle behind his own net and toss it out to center ice. Cedarholm lets it go. It's going to end up on net, so no icing here. McAdam plays it up the right side. Neely trying to set it up for Marquardt, but it's behind him. Comes in behind the Greenville blue line for Ben Finkelstein. Leonard has it stolen by Warren for Jacksonville. Trying to clear it in is Taylor. Soft flip into the zone, delayed offside here, so the Icemen will have to regroup at center. That allows Greenville plenty of time to clear it in themselves. McAdam will block the puck for the Icemen, ripping it around the boards. Looked pretty good with the goaltender stick there, but a steal from Greensville. Wrist shot is deflected out of play by Binkley, and the draw will come back into the Icemen zone. Jacksonville looking pretty sharp defensively early on, getting in a couple of shooting lanes and at least a couple of deflected shots in these opening few minutes. They show shots on goal at just 1-0 Jacksonville. Greenville should have one shot from that power play on a deflected shot on goal. And remember, Gerdukas had the only shot on goal for Jacksonville on a shorthanded bid that very nearly got by Jacob Ingham. Icemen win the draw. They will play it to center and then behind the Swamp Rabbit net. Taking the body there is Ian McKinnon, as he always does. Fourth line on here for Jacksonville. And we'll tell you more about the fourth line if we get an opportunity to. As the Swamp Rabbits gain control, they'll play it up the left side. It's deflected, but it makes its way to Paling. Cross ice, look to the left circle. Flip shot in front. McAdam makes the save. It trickles behind the net. Excellent work there from Eamon McAdam as Greenville was bidding for the opener. The Icemen get it to center ice. Craig Martin will wrist it around the boards behind the Greenville net. Forechecking there is Matula. Also with the Adirondack Thunder from last year, as the Swamp Rabbits get the puck to center ice. Thought it was going to be a hand pass, but they say no, we'll play on. Pecoraro with a centering pass from behind the net, and McAdam got a piece of that. Jacksonville cannot clear yet, but we have a penalty. They couldn't clear because of the call against Greenville. It'll be a slash against Liam Pecoraro, and a power play coming up for the Icemen with 14:04 to go in the first period. The Icemen really struggled on the power play last night. They were 0 for 9. A big part of that is because of how things were with the week's worth of practice. The Icemen weren't allowed to practice quite so well, quite so often, I should say. A lot of other teams got a bit of a jump on them, so the Icemen had limited practice time leading up to opening night. But hopefully better things ahead for tonight. Coming on for the Icemen, their top power play line will have Wasey Rabbit at center. Nick Saraceno is to his right. He's in the slot. And on the left wing side, it is Mike Zmatula. Greenville wins the draw, however. They'll drive it off the boards and back behind the Jacksonville net. That's where the Icemen will have to start on this power play. McAdam plays it up the right side for Binkley. Had a man ahead of the play for Zmatula. Could have been a breakaway if it was a better pass, but it was too far in front of him. It's going to be an icing call against the Icemen. But it was the right idea. Jason Binkley playing for the Fort Wayne Comets last year. He is paired off with Jeff Taylor, who spent time with the Maine Mariners last year. Also had a bit of time with in the American Hockey League as well, Taylor did. Draws to the right of McAdam. Jacksonville controls, and it is Taylor with the puck right now. Taylor playing for the Hartford Wolfpack as well last year in the American Hockey League. Another steal and clear from Greenville, so Jacksonville slow to develop things on this power play thus far, but plenty of time left, 1:28 to go. Binkley, wing to wing for Rabbit, easily into the zone. He'll stop at the left wing half wall, and the Icemen set up shop. It is Taylor for Rabbit, top of the left circle. Plays it back to Taylor at the point. Cross ice, it's Binkley looking for a lane. Winds and fires. It is blocked by Leonard. Comes back to Rabbit. Plays it down low and then low to high for Taylor. Back for Rabbit again at the half wall. Into the slot looking for Zmatula. It's tipped away. Icemen get it back. Rabbit around the wall for Binkley at the right point. Plays it into the bumper for Zmatula. Taylor from the center point. Shot goes just wide. Comes loose behind the net. Knocked away by Saraceno. Looking for Zmatula off the wall. A steal from Greenville and played out of the zone. Taylor let one rip from 60 feet away right up the middle with a screen in front. Just couldn't get it between the pipes. 37 seconds to go on the power play. It is Michael Kim, just signed by the Icemen today and playing. He also played for the Wheeling Nailers last year, defenseman. Icemen take it into the zone. Warren gets a piece of it. Neely plays it behind the net for Marquardt. Marquardt to the blue line. It is McKernan, right point. Wrister in a screen, deflected up high by Warren. He got a good chunk of it. The Swamp Rabbits will play it the length of the ice. Maybe one final rush on a power play. 8 seconds to go. It is Kim behind his own net for Jacksonville. Stick handling up the middle. Drops it back, nobody home, and the Icemen will have to regroup. Teams are now at full strength. Both teams 0 for 1 on the power play. We are still scoreless with 11:55 to go in the first period. Shots on goal listed at 3-1 for the Swamp Rabbits as the Icemen have the puck behind their own net. Playing it up the left wing, Brendan Warren will backhand it out of play. No delay of game penalty here because it ended up in the benches. And we will have a draw in the Icemen zone. We've got a little bit of time to tell you a little bit about a couple things. I had alluded at one point to the Icemen fourth line being on. If you are familiar with ECHL hockey, you know that that's not normal. And you're right, it's not normal. Usually you have to play with 16 skaters and 2 goaltenders, which means you can only have 10 forwards. Not right now. Again, COVID rules, everything's a little bit different. So 2 extra skaters for every team. That means 18 skaters and 2 goaltenders. That means that every team can have a full 12 skaters, a full 12 forwards, I should say, with 6 defensemen, 4 full lines. And with that, the Icemen get an extra couple of guys. So Ian McKinnon, that fourth line is just kind of built for him. Draw is going to be to the left side of McAdam. A rugby scrum for the puck. Nobody can find the handle to it. Bounced up in the air, trying to knock it over the blue line, and out is Jacksonville. They have the puck. Possible 2-on-1 if they hustle. It is Gerdukas looking for Lodermeyer. Score! Aaron Nazarian puts the Icemen on top 1-0. Beautiful play by Derek Lodermeyer and Nazarian. They both had to handle tricky passes in front. Nazarian reached back initially to get a piece of it. He redirected it to Lodermeyer. Lodermeyer with a goal mouth pass to Nazarian, who redirects it high into the far side post. And 8.5 minutes exactly into this game, and it's Jacksonville on top, 1-0. Good footwork there from Nazarian. He had to do a full spinorama just to get a deflection on that pass. Giving an assist to Gerdukas as well as at 8:30, and we'll go down to Joe Massa with your goal call. So it's Nazarian from Lodermeyer and Gerdukas at 8:30, and another score right off the draw. It's Wasey Rabbit. Your captain puts the Icemen on top by 2. It just took 30 seconds, everybody. A snapshot from the right circle beats Ingham. And Jacksonville jumping on the Swamp Rabbits with a pair in just 30 ticks of the clock. Rabbit got all of that one. An absolute snipe from Rabbit. At the 30-second mark right after Nazarian, it's Rabbit going top shelf short side from the circle. And here's Joe Massa again. So we'll give it unassisted to Rabbit at the 9-minute mark this time. 2-0 Icemen right out of the gates, and here comes Jacksonville again. McKinnon will redirect it into the right side of Ingham. He'll battle with Hora. McKinnon takes the body. Puck comes loose for the Swamp Rabbits. It's Nault up the right side. Critchlow pinches in from the blue line. He'll keep it in the zone for now. Jardine gets it back as the Icemen fans are all over Jacob Ingham right now, giving him the chant that they have been giving for 4 years running now since the Icemen's inception. Loud and proud indeed, and they've got a lot to cheer for at the moment as the puck is in the Jacksonville end, pinned up along the wall, left side of McAdam. Brendan Warren trying to dig it free. 3 men down low for the Icemen. Finally, it comes loose for Kevin McKernan for Jacksonville. McKernan chips it off glass, trying to set up Lodermeyer. Can he get there? Not quite, but they'll wave off the icing. Excellent hustle there from the rookie out of the University of Vermont. Greenville gets the puck loose. They'll stick handle through the neutral zone. Taking the body there is Michael Kim. Knocked the man off the puck. It turns free for Jacksonville. Flip pass up the middle. It is Gerdukas trying to get it loose for Warren. He can't quite find him. Gerdukas will take the body, but the Swamp Rabbits will take the puck. 9:21 to go in period number 1. It is 2-0 Icemen on goals 30 seconds apart from Aaron Azarian and Wasey Rabbit. Here come the Icemen again as McKinnon with a sharp angle shot on the backhand, and you could hear it hit the pipe from here, maybe off the apron, as Ingham ultimately will cover it up. With 9:11 to go in the first, it's the Icemen on top 2-0, taking out a little frustration after last night's defeat on opening night. And a bit of a slow start here, truthfully, too, especially being shorthanded early, but I think head coach Jason Christie's got to be thrilled with the bounce back from being shorthanded, and also I think equally happy with how well his team is defending right now. This Greenville club has a lot of firepower on offense. They've got a lot of speed, and knowing how things went last night with the Icemen allowing 6 goals, he certainly didn't want the same thing to happen tonight. He shuffled the lineup a little bit. In the lineup tonight, Michael Kim on defense and Nick Saraceno, both making their Icemen debuts. Out of the lineup tonight, Luke Shiplow and Nathan Perkovich. And McAdam made one nice save on Greenville's power play on a deflection, but other than that, he has not really had a whole bunch to do back there, and that's a credit to Jacksonville's team defense. Faceoff will come in the Swamp Rabbit zone, left side of Ingham. Nazarian loses the draw. McKinnon takes the body again, knocks it free for Martin. Martin tries to center, comes right to the short side post, comes off the apron and bounces free for Greenville. Pecoraro spins around a man. Martin takes the body, but Greenville again will clear it out of the zone. Bottled up in the neutral zone. McKinnon gives it up to Pecoraro. Beats a man wide, goes to the backhander. What a save by McAdam. Pecoraro is as fast as they come in the league. He tried to go across the goal mouth to the backhand, but McAdam read it all the way. Not out of the woods yet, though, are the Icemen. McAdam makes another save on a wrister from Bradley. Rebound for Jacksonville. It is McKinnon up ahead for Martin. He's one-on-one for the moment. Tries to beat a man from the outside in. Couldn't quite get around Finkelstein, but it'll allow a couple of players to get off for a line change as Jacksonville will get the puck because of it. Centering feed, deflects free, comes loose for Greenville, and Pecoraro will backhand it out of the zone and by everybody. This should be icing as Taylor beats his man to the puck. Icing against Greenville, and we'll bring it back into the Swamp Rabbit zone with 8:12 to go in period number 1. Again, 2-0 Jacksonville. Aaron Azarian on a beautiful passing play with Derek Lodermeyer and Abbott Gerdukas. And then Wasey Rabbit just 30 seconds later with his precise a snapshot, as you will see. Jacksonville wins the draw. Slap shot's deflected just wide. Rabbit bidding for his second. Comes loose behind the net for Saraceno, who tried a bank shot off of Ingham and nearly got it to go. Comes loose for Rabbit. Left side, it's Taylor. He'll toss it back behind the net. Saraceno takes the body on Finkelstein. Trying to clear it out for Greenville is Haddad. He'll play it behind the net for Finkelstein. Finkelstein, a rookie in his debut last night. He scored 2 goals. He's a defenseman, but he had 2 goals, including the overtime game winner. So quite the debut for him last night in their victory over the South Carolina Stingrays. Greenville headmanning it for Brian Moore. Tries to clear into the zone, but it goes into the Icemen bench instead. And the draw will be at center ice. Totally different team tonight than last night for Jacksonville, and this home crowd is loving every second of it. Cam Critchlow taking this draw right at the center ice face-off dot. Again, he was not with the Icemen last year, spent it in England. But he is back with them this year as the Icemen take it into the zone. Wrist shot deflects high into the air, well out of play. It'll be an offensive zone draw for Jacksonville. Matt Marquardt got that shot away. He's the other alternate captain along with Cam Critchlow. Marquardt also overseas last year. Brings a ton of experience. He's a veteran player, Marquardt is. Last year with the Dundee Stars. Big guy as well at 6'3", 240. The Icemen getting some beef up front as Jacksonville gets a shot away well wide from the point shot from Taylor. Gerdukas into forecheck. Greenville plays it around the back wall. Hora gets double teamed. Jacksonville digs it free. It is Lodermeyer on his forehand, playing it behind the net for Gerdukas. Gerdukas can't center it this time. Hora on his backhand, plays it up the wall. Got it by Warren, setting up McNamee. McNamee cross ice for Cameron Nault. Wrist shot goes high and wide from the Swamp Rabbits. Rebound comes all the way to the blue line. Lodermeyer trying to kick it out, can't do it yet. 2-on-2 up against the wall. Gerdukas tries to dig it free with the help of Lodermeyer. They do. Bouncing puck goes over the stick of Michael Kim, but he regroups, taking it off the kick plates and feeding it for McKernan. McKernan tries to find Warren, who got a piece of it with his stick to prevent an icing. Well done by him as Finkelstein fell down briefly for Greenville, but he had nobody on him. And the puck comes out to center ice, a steal from Jacksonville. Offside will be called. Fans don't like the call, but it was the right call that time. Killian McNamara blowing that play dead. Got to give the officials their credit when they have the opportunity. It was well played. Good call there. As Nazarian may have had a partial breakaway had they let that play continue. The Icemen in the neutral zone. Cedarholm up the right side. Martin takes a hit in order to get it free. Forehand from Nazarian. That gets deflected wide. That was in prime scoring position. Puck comes loose to center. It is Bachman trying to center. Worked it in front, deflected away by the goaltender, McAdam. And a penalty coming on Greenville. I think it's going to be a goaltender interference. Delayed call for now. Swamp Rabbits trying to touch the puck up, and they will. But another power play for Jacksonville. And it is going to be interference of the goaltender. Cameron Nault will head into the box. Second power play of the night for Jacksonville. Already on top by 2. And this is a critical kill for Greenville. And from the Iceman perspective, this is where you go for the throat. Not that 3-0 is salting the game away in the first period by any means, but you want to pour it on while you have the chance. And believe me, you definitely have the chance right now. Wasey Rabbit, Nick Saraceno, Mike Zmatula, the forward line for the Icemen. That's their top power play line. Conventional 3 forward, 2 defenseman alignment. Their point men are Jeff Taylor on the left side, Jason Binkley on the right. And it's Binkley with the puck. Centering feed deflects on net, and Ingham had to be sharp with the right skate to make that save. Swamp Rabbits will clear the puck. It went off a skate on net, so it was not a deflection off a stick, which sometimes makes it even more challenging for the goaltender. Icemen right back into the zone. It is Taylor to the blue line for Zmatula. At the right circle, gets a screen in front, it is deflected, backhander on net, it is loose, rebound, score! Wasey Rabbit's got his second of the night, power play goal for the Icemen. It's 3-0 Jacksonville. All Icemen in this one right now as Wasey Rabbit connects for his second. On a goal mouth scramble in front, it comes free for Rabbit, who slipped it underneath the right pad of Ingham. Great celly there from Wasey as well. As the Icemen have their first power play goal of the season, Saraceno and Zmatula are going to assist at 14:47 of the first. And you have to wonder if Greenville head coach Andrew Lord might consider replacing his goaltender, not because of the goaltender, but maybe just to put a spark on his team. Here's Joe Massa yet again with your goal call.
Saraceno. And number 9, Mike Smotula. Time to go 14 minutes, 47 seconds. Once again, your Iceman.
So it's Rabbit from Saraceno and Zmatula, 3-0 Jacksonville. And they look phenomenal right now as Jacksonville clears back into the Greenville zone. Neely fighting for it, but Haddad beats him to it just by a stride. He'll clear it around the wall and out. It's as if the ice is tilted right now in Greenville's zone. Lodermeyer actually went between his own legs just to clear that puck into the zone. Kind of going Matthew Tkachuk on that clear in. And again, it's the crowd all over Jacob Ingham. Puck is loose at the red line. Jardine takes over for the Swamp Rabbits. Cross ice look for McNamee, but it's poke checked away by Jacksonville. Again, they are keeping everything away from Eamon McAdam right now. As the Icemen try to play it back into the zone, they do, but it'll be icing in the process. So clock stops with 3:51 to go in period number 1. Already 3-0 Icemen. Aaron Nazarian's first of the year at 8:30, and then Wasey Rabbit with a pair of them, his first and second. The first one was unassisted at the 9-minute mark even. The second one from Nick Saraceno and Mike Zmatula at 14:47. Face off to the right of Jacksonville netminder Eamon McAdam. It is cleared out of the zone. It's going to be a hand pass called against Greenville. And we'll have a stoppage in play. Keep in mind also for Jacksonville, not only was last night's effort not what they wanted, obviously, but to come out of the gates the way that they are tonight with the bus travel that they had. Remember, they played in Florida last night. I know it's in state, but that's a trek and a half, man. 5.5 hours to get from Estero, Florida, going through I-4 and up I-95 back home, coming in the middle of the night. You're tired, you're on a bus for most of the night, and you come out and give this kind of energy. Well done from head coach Jason Christie and the players for this kind of bounce back. Certainly they have to follow through for the remainder of the game. There's a long way to go, but you could not ask for a better start out of the Icemen. Draw will be in the neutral zone just outside the Icemen blue line. Once again, Arlie Johnson with you. No Alex Reed with us on the broadcast. I am so sorry to say. COVID protocols have taken my broadcast partner away from me. I am borderline devastated. I'm sure Reeder feels the same way. But Reeder, if you are listening somewhere deep in the bowels of the Veterans Memorial Arena, we are thinking of you up here, buddy, and wish you were up here with us. But you've got some bubble responsibilities. Right now it's the Icemen looking for another opportunity as Nazarian tried to beat a man. Couldn't quite get around the defender, and the Swamp Rabbits played up the left side. We've got a fight coming. Ian McKinnon and Brian Moore. This is a heavyweight bout. And McKinnon goes right after Moore with a right hand, takes him with a couple of right shots. He caught him. And Moore is no slouch to this. He knows what's going on. He's got well over 200 penalty minutes year after year, Moore does. And McKinnon with another right hand. Tries to take the bucket off of Moore off, and then takes him with a 2-point wrestling takedown. And this crowd couldn't ask for anything more as McKinnon raises his arms in victory and drops his helmet to the ice. 5-5 for McKinnon and Moore. Advantage Icemen on that bout as well. They're winning everything right now. And I'll tell you what, you guys have not seen Brian Moore here before, but if you know about Brian Moore, if you know anything about the ECHL at all, man, I'll tell you what, he is a tough customer, and McKinnon made fairly quick work out of him. Moore has had over 200 penalty minutes each of the last 2 seasons prior to last year. He had an injury-shortened year last year, but over 200 PIMs each of the 2 seasons prior to that. And McKinnon just dusted him off. So we stay 5-on-5 on the ice. It does not affect manpower on the ice. 5 aside for fighting, that's it. Puck is in the Jacksonville zone, and Greenville digs it away for the time being, trying to gain possession. Is Connolly, can't do it. It's stolen by Rabbit. Rabbit has each of the last 2 goals, so the natural hat trick is still in play here for the Icemen captain, newly named captain. Offside against the Swamp Rabbits. We'll play it outside the blue line with the next faceoff. Shots on goal, not high. It's only listed at 6-5 for Jacksonville, but they're hitting at a 50% clip. I would take that. I would take that any single day. Coming up in the first intermission, we're going to go through all the Icemen players for you. It's a new year, new players. Certainly there's some old faces, but there's plenty of new ones as well. So we want to try and get you familiarized with the 2020-21 Jacksonville Icemen. We'll tell you about that during the intermission. No breaks during this broadcast, by the way, tonight, as the Icemen get a steal in the offensive end. It's Critchlow trying to cut it in front, couldn't quite move it from backhand to forehand, but a power move there from Critchlow. In the other direction, transition game 3-on-2 for Greenville, but a good poke check from Jacksonville. And now it's the Icemen trying to skate in transition. It's Neely over the blue line. His teammates take a line change, so he's just going to move in alone. He takes a hit up high from Ben Finkelstein, and the Icemen will steal the puck back at their own end. It's Brendan Warren dropping it back for Taylor. Taylor off the end boards for Warren. Warren cross ice. Look out. A steal from Greenville. Pecoraro with a centering pass. Picked off by the back check of Warren. Always responsible. 200-foot player is Brendan Warren. Now it's Warren over the blue line. Pass went behind Abbott Gerdukas. And the Swamp Rabbits take it away. Into the zone. And a steal from Gerdukas. Can he set up Warren? Yes, he can. Now for Lodermeyer, 3-man rush. Lodermeyer to the backhand. Centering feed is deflected as we enter the last minute of the first period. Lodermeyer cannot center again. It's played up the wall by Greenville. Skating with the puck is Matt Wedman. Wedman tosses it in on the forehand. Taylor first on the puck for the Icemen. Finding Rabbit. Rabbit gets around a couple of forecheckers. He's all by himself, but he'll play it deep into Greenville territory and set up the forecheck. Nazarian is there, and a steal from Jacksonville. Wrist shot right off the mask on the snapshot from Craig Martin. What a zinger of a shot that was from Martin. Ingham never saw it until it caught him right between the eyes. 22 seconds left in the period. Greenville takes it into the zone. Thompson with a centering pass. Comes all the way to the blue line. Wrist shot is blocked by Martin, but he didn't know where the puck was. Finkelstein gets it back. Wrist shot upside. This time it goes off the mask of McAdam, and it broke the strap off of his mask. He lost his mask with 9.5 seconds to go. So each goaltender takes it on the melon in the final minute of this first period. That one kind of stung McAdam a little bit. Obviously, he lost his helmet in the process. So 2 great opportunities, one from each end, both of them going right off the buckets of each netminder. McAdam is being given every opportunity to regroup. He is fine. Just wants to kind of settle himself, rebuckle that strap, and he gives the referee, Sean McFarland, the go-ahead that he's fine. Draw will be to his left. Swamp Rabbits win the faceoff. One last chance for them. Cross ice look, wrist shot. And I think that went off the post to the stick side of McAdam. So the Icemen catch a break in the final ticks of the clock in that first period. They're getting all the breaks right now, though, but I'll tell you what, they have earned everything they have gotten in the opening 20 minutes of play. They were sensational in this opening frame, putting 3 on the board and on top by a count of 3-0. Shots on goal in the first period. Jacksonville gets 8. Greenville gets 6, but on the board where it counts again, all Icemen in the opening 20. Scoring for you again. The first home goal of the season belongs to Era Nazarian for Jacksonville. Taking a pass from Derek Lodemeyer and redirecting it inside the far post up high as well. Great redirect. Nazarian's first of the year. Derek Lodemeyer 1 assist. Abbott Gerdukas the other at the 8:30 mark of period number 1. Did not take long for the Icemen to connect again. Only 30 seconds to be exact. And this time it was Wasey Rabbit who gets the goal. On a laser of a snapshot from the right faceoff dot. Beating Ingham up high, short side, just underneath the crossbar. The captain, Wasey Rabbit, is first of the year, unassisted at the 9-minute mark of the first period. And at the 14:47 mark of period number 1, it was Wasey Rabbit again. This time collecting a loose puck in a goal mouth scramble and slipping a forehand underneath the right pad of Ingham. Nick Saraceno and Mike Zmatula assisting on that goal. It was a power play goal for the Icemen. Good to see them connecting on the man advantage after a rough night with the power play last night. Rabbit's second of the year, obviously, at 14:47. Power plays in the first period. The Icemen 1 for 2 with that goal from Rabbit. Greenville was 0 for 1 in the first period of play. And again, it is 3-0 Icemen after one period in your home opener. Arlie Johnson once again with you here tonight. We're going to keep it for most of this first intermission. Maybe I'll take a bit of a break somewhere just to grab a drink of water. But for the time being, I want to get you up to date with all the Icemen players and just how they look. What do they look like? Who's returning? Who's not returning? Who's new? Who are you going to look for? Who are going to be some potential impact players? We'll go through it, and I'm going to go through numerically for you for the Icemen. We'll give you their numbers as well for those who are not here, but maybe listening in or watching on flowsports.tv or flowhockey.tv. So we'll start as low as we can go. Number 2, defenseman Jeff Taylor for the Icemen. Played for the last few years. Half American Hockey League, half ECHL. Spent last year split time between the Maine Mariners and the ECHL. He had 8 points in 23 games. Pretty good numbers from a defenseman for those kind of numbers. He also had 10 games in the American Hockey League last year with the Hartford Wolfpack. Had 4 assists in 10 games for Hartford, so a good year there. He's had plenty of time with Wilkes-Barre Scranton with the Penguins in the American Hockey League as well. He's a 7th-round draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins as well, but comes on board signed as a free agent just a couple of days ago, and he was able to sign just in time to make his debut yesterday for the Icemen. Kevin McKernan is new to the Jacksonville Icemen, another defenseman, but if you know the name, it is because he did play a few games here in this building 2 seasons ago. He's now in his 3rd year in the ECHL. His rookie campaign was with the South Carolina Stingrays, so that may be why you are familiar with him. Last year, he was with the Kansas City Mavericks. The defenseman had 3 goals and 17 assists last year, 20 points in 56 games for the blue liner, Kevin McKernan, number 3 for Jacksonville. The first of 4 veterans for the Icemen on their roster, and you're only allowed 4, by the way, if you are not familiar with ECHL rules. A veteran is classified as somebody who has 260 or more games of professional hockey experience entering the season. Jason Binkley is one of them, so he's going to be relied on quite a bit for the Icemen as sort of a quarterback of the power play kind of guy. Last year, split time in a few different places. He was with the Fort Wayne Comets for half the year, had 17 points in only 38 games, so about a point every other game for Fort Wayne. Also had a handful of games in the American Hockey League with the Cleveland Monsters, and he was also in England last year in Nottingham. Played for the Fort Wayne Comets for the last 4 years, but he became a free agent this year, and the Icemen snatched him up. He's had as many as 44 points in a season. Great numbers from a defenseman there for Jason Binkley. More defensemen, and our first returner from last year, Chase Harrison, in the lineup for the Jacksonville Icemen. Harrison, more a steady blue line kind of defenseman, but he did have 8 points last year in 37 games, so great to have Chase back in the fold. Also great to have Jacob Cederholm back with the Jacksonville Icemen. No longer under contract with the Winnipeg Jets, the Icemen's affiliate, but still with Jacksonville. He loves it here, and he decided to play here, and we are thrilled to have him. Big defender, of course, 6'4", 210 pounds. 7 points, all assists last year in 45 games for Cederholm. Number 8 for the Jacksonville Icemen is Michael Kim. Just signed today, playing today, just like that. 5'11", 200-pound defenseman. Don't know if you're going to see a whole bunch of him tonight, only because he's barely played. He hasn't even met his teammates practically until maybe today for pregame skating, maybe in the locker room. Just signed. So he is fresh out of the oven, as they say. But he split time last year between the Wheeling Nailers and Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins. For Wheeling last year, 20 games played, 9 points for a defenseman. Former captain at Boston College as well. And while I'm talking about that, one thing that I will say that is a very prominent theme for this Icemen squad this year is experience and leadership. Captain for Michael Kim with Boston College, I think we had counted 11 players for the Icemen have either worn the C or the A in college or in the pros. And Michael Kim is just one of them. 5 former captains, well, four former captains and 1 current captain in Wasey Rabbit, 6 alternate captains as well. So leadership, character, all over the place for Jacksonville. And I expect that to rub off quite a bit in the locker room, which oftentimes does in turn rub off on the ice as well. So that's something to watch for this year, is just to see how good a group of guys they are and how they will hold each other accountable and be able to bounce back and be resilient, those kind of things. It takes a lot of leadership for those things to be successful. And the Icemen, it's certainly on paper, it looks like they certainly have that. Next up for the Icemen, number 9, Mike Zmatula, already with an assist tonight. Not the biggest guy at 5'9" and 180, but he comes with a lot of skill. Played for the Adirondack Thunder last year. 49 points last year for Adirondack in only 56 games. He's just about a point a game guy. The year before that, also with Adirondack, 48 points. So he's a consistent performer. 20 goals last year, 27 goals the year before that. You will hear Mike Zmatula's name often, I would expect, for the Jacksonville Icemen this season. Coming back to Jacksonville, it's Cam Critchlow, alternate captain for Jacksonville after spending last year with the Manchester Storm in England. Pretty good year for Critch, 29 points in 45 games. He's not necessarily a point-a-game guy. You know, he's your top penalty killer kind of guy. Always going to be counted on to be maybe your best defensive forward, but he's putting up some numbers as well. And for Critchlow, 29-point season in only 45 games, I think that's pretty strong. And the EIHL in the United Kingdom, as good a league as the ECHL is here in the States as well. Same kind of caliber, just a lot of guys that are going over into Europe. So that's your year from Cam Critchlow, and it is so good to have him back for the Icemen. Next up for the Icemen, guy who hasn't played just yet, but it is Adam Dowda, another returner from last year. He's not with the team just yet, but you can expect him to come back at some point in time. He had 22 points in 29 games for the Icemen last year, but currently not eligible to play. We'll see if we can get him back. Another rookie for the Icemen who has not played yet. He's on reserve right now is Jacob Panetta. He is a 6-foot, 190-pound defenseman, spent last year at Colgate University. Derek Lodermeyer, we've heard his name a couple of times tonight. He had a strong first period. Spent the last 4 years at the University of Vermont. He is a big forward, 6'2", 220 pounds. He was Vermont's captain last year for the Catamounts. He had 11 points in 34 games last year, and again on the board today with his first professional point and assist on the Nazarian goal. Nathan Perkovich, another one of the Icemen veteran players. You may know him from last year with Greenville, his former team. Of course, he's not in action tonight. Also the year prior, he was with the Florida Everblades, so he's had quite a few games here in Jacksonville as the enemy. No longer the enemy. Nathan Perkovich, a huge forward, 6'5", 215 pounds, and hopefully we'll see him on the ice in the near future. Last year had 46 points in 58 games for Greenville. Luke Shiplow also not in action tonight, but he did score the Icemen's first goal of the season last night. He had the only goal for Jacksonville yesterday, despite the loss. Shiplow returning back to Jacksonville last year. Of course, he had 20 points in 40 games for the Icemen. Pretty good numbers for the defenseman for Jacksonville. New number, by the way, for Luke Shiplow. Last year he was number 4. This year, number 19. I don't have to tell you too much about Wasey Rabbit, your captain. Of course, last year with the Icemen, 23 points in 33 games. But this is the first time he has donned the C for Jacksonville after being an alternate captain for the previous couple of years. So good to have Wasey in the fold and wearing the C. Everybody just kind of gravitates to him. If you know him or have ever met him, you know what kind of character guy Wasey Rabbit is. So many games played. He's played well over 400 professional games now at this point. Well, actually over 700 games at this point if you include his games in Europe. So a ton of experience for Wasey Rabbit, who has been playing pro hockey since the 2006-2007 season, and great to have him back here, of course. Aaron Nazarian, new to the Icemen, and he made an impact immediately, scoring the first goal of the game tonight. Last year was his rookie season with the Adirondack Thunder. Pretty good for a rookie, 32 points last year, 12 goals, 20 assists in 54 games for the Adirondack Thunder, including in that is Adirondack's one game last year here in Jacksonville. All Aaron Nazarian did was score a goal and 3 assists against the Icemen last year. I think that might tell you a little bit why he is with the Icemen now. He was acquired in a trade during the offseason for Chase Lang. So Aaron Nazarian now with the Icemen and looking to put up some more numbers as he did tonight. Ian McKinnon, the babyface killer, as called by one of our off-ice officials, Jay Eilers. McKinnon back with the Icemen this season. 68 penalty minutes last year in 26 games. Already with quite a few penalty minutes this year. A fight last night, a fight tonight, so he is on the board already for the Icemen. McKinnon had 9 penalty minutes yesterday, 5 more today, so he's going to be up there in the PIMS. But for him to make the team, that's an accomplishment, and I'll tell you what, he had to work his you-know-what off to make this club. It is not easy to make a team in the ECHL this year. In the second intermission, we'll tell you a little bit more about that in the alignment of the ECHL and just how the league looks. And that'll tell you a little bit, but just in a quick nutshell, only half the teams in the league are playing this year. A lot of the other teams are opting out. That means jobs are few and far between. Only half the jobs are out there. For McKinnon to make this team, well done from him. Good job, Macker, to be in the lineup here for the Icemen. Craig Martin returns to the Icemen this year after spending most of last year with the Icemen. Had 21 points in 41 games. A playmaker normally for Marty, 7 goals and 14 assists last year. We only have a few more minutes, so I better get going here. Your two let's save the goaltenders for the end here. Matt Marquardt is another veteran player for the Jacksonville Icemen. Spent a bunch of time in England in the EIHL last year. 44 points in 48 games for the Dundee Stars. He's had 40 points in 4 of the last 5 seasons in England, and again, a huge mountain of a man at 6'3", 240 as a forward. The Icemen have needed beef up front for years, quite honestly. They definitely have it in Matt Marquardt. And he also is a former captain with the Florida Everblades. In fact, he captained the Everblades to a Kelly Cup in the ECHL not so many years ago. So we're going to look for some great things out of Matt Marquardt this season. Rounding out the lineup for the Icemen, Abbott Gerdukis, who was acquired actually as a player to be named later in last year's trade with Emerson Clark. If you want to know how it exactly went down, the Icemen dealt Emerson Clark to the Toledo Walleye for Alex Crom, who is not with the club anymore, and a player to be named later who turned into Abbott Gerdukis in the offseason. It's a good find for Jacksonville. He was a rookie last year for Toledo, had 34 points in only 49 games last year, 15 goals, 19 assists for Toledo. As a rookie, those are great numbers. Also another rangy, big forward, not necessarily in terms of weight, but certainly in terms of height. 6'2", 190 for Gerdukis. So again, adding to the height and a little bit of extra beef up front for the Icemen. Abbott Gerdukis, who also had an assist in this first period. Brendan Warren, a revelation for the Jacksonville Icemen last year. He was waived by the Indy Fuel in the preseason, signed on with Jacksonville, had a great season. 28 points for Jacksonville last year, 14 goals, 14 assists in 46 games as a rookie out of the University of Michigan last year, and back with Jacksonville this year. And again, as responsible a two-way player as there is. You can see him on the penalty kill units as well. And finally, from the Skaters, Eric Neely, who was the Atlanta Gladiators' leading scorer last year, but now with Atlanta opting out of the ECHL season this year, he's going to sign with the Icemen, and he is here right now. A point-a-game guy last year for Atlanta, 24 goals, 31 assists, 55 points in only 59 games. He'll scrap with you, too, a little bit. He had a couple of fights last night, too. He had 80 penalty minutes last year as well. Eric Neely now with Jacksonville for this year. And finally, let's tell you about our two goaltenders. We'll start with tonight's starter, who is Eamon McAdam. McAdam last year with the Adirondack Thunder. Quite a few Adirondack guys with the Icemen now this year. His one-loss record, not great, 15, 19, and 4, but his numbers are good, 8.93, save percentage, goals against average 3.25, that Adirondack club. Not very good defensively last year, but he did have a pair of shutouts, including right here in Jacksonville last year, shutting out the Icemen. And finally, Kyle Kaiser is your other goaltender. He started last night's game. Kaiser played a few games last year, suffered some injuries. He was not able to play for much last year. He did play one game for the Atlanta Gladiators last year, also played 6 games in the American Hockey League with the Providence Bruins. He is a Boston Bruins signed player, so he is NHL property, Kaiser is. And by the way, the Bruins and Icemen have worked out at least some form of working agreement this year to have a couple of other guys come down here. You will catch a couple of other players in the not-so-distant future, so be aware of that. And you will notice a couple of guys, hopefully, in the next handful of days, possibly even by next weekend. Maybe we'll see a couple more guys with the Icemen that are Boston Bruin property. Looks like they may have a pretty good relationship. So there is your roster. It was long-winded, but you need to know these things, especially if you're not here in Jacksonville. This is about getting to know the players. It's not just about watching them on the ice. This is a community team. This is your team, Jacksonville. We want you to know them one by one. Not just did they win or did they lose, but who are these guys? Now you know. So both teams come back out onto the ice. First thing I wanted to look at was Greenville going to change their goaltender? They did not. Jacob Ingham is still in goal. Again, the Icemen on top by a score of 3-0. We'll take a very quick 1-minute break. We will come right back. We will have your second period for you in a moment. This is the Jacksonville Icemen Broadcast Network.
Icemen fans, we're getting ready to drop the puck for the second period. It's time for everyone to get wild.
Welcome back to the Publix rink at the Veterans Memorial Arena, downtown Jacksonville. Arlie Johnson with you for the 4th season. You're a play-by-play broadcaster for Jacksonville Icemen home games. So great to be here. I would say you have no idea, but you know what? You probably do have an idea. We have all been waiting for this night back here in Jacksonville. Second period now underway. The puck is down. Jacksonville controls. Thank you so much for being with us tonight, whether you're either on Mixler, if you're listening on the audio, or if you are watching on flowhockey.tv. Jacksonville with the puck in the offensive zone. It's Taylor playing it around the rim. Comes all the way to the far side. Swamp Rabbits with it there. Will safely play it out to the Jacksonville line. Taylor trying to move it ahead for Marquardt. Gets to the blue line, but not much further. Critchlow digging for it, but we're going to have a whistle and a stoppage in play. This is going to be an offside against Jacksonville. So it's up to the Icemen to continue the momentum here. The last thing you want to do is get complacent after such a fantastic first period. They're going to bring out what, to me, is their number one offensive line. Mike Zmatula at center. Nick Saraceno on the left wing. Wasey Rabbit on the right wing. Playing his off wing is a left-handed shot. The Icemen have a lot of left-handed shooters on their forward line. I think they only have 3 right-handed shots from the forward group out of their 12. Icemen play the puck into the Greenville zone. Centering feed is Rabbit looking for the Hattie. Saved by Ingham, just got enough with the glove. Puck is still loose. Jacksonville plays it behind the net. Comes free for Zmatula. To the blue line from McKernan. Richter in a screen. It goes wide to the far post. Comes off the boards where Michael Kim holds in for Jacksonville. Around the wall, Warren gets there. Almost too many men on the ice, but Warren got there just in time as the Icemen head to the bench. And Jacksonville still with some pressure here. At the right wing half wall. Trying to play it cross ice. It is deflected away and out to center ice. Jacksonville gets it right back. Michael Kim over the blue line. Looking for Gerdukis. Right wing circle. Centering feed is blocked, and it will go behind the net. Gerdukis tries to knock it free from Cameron Nault. Instead, it is the Swamp Rabbits skating it up the right wing side. And a steal by Jacksonville. They'll keep it in the zone again. Gerdukis trying to play it behind for Warren. Looking for Lodermeyer. It deflects to the far side wall. Greenville finally plays it out to center ice, but it stays tilted in the Greenville zone as the Swamp Rabbits get a steal, trying to skate around Cedarholm. Forget about it. Jacob Cedarholm, excellent defense, playing the body there. Icemen can't clear the zone yet. Cedarholm will dig for it once more, takes a man down, trying to clear it out, can't do it yet. Man fell down for Greenville. That was Matt Wedman. Jacksonville finally gets to the loose puck. High toss into the air. Can Warren get to it first? Yes, he does. I don't know how he was able to spot that puck, but he was able to get to the blue line and backhand it behind the Swamp Rabbit net. Opening minutes of the second period, 3-0 Jacksonville on top. Rister from Greenville deflects wide off the short side, comes off the end boards right back to McAdam, who will hold on to it and take the face-off. 17:29 to go in period number 2. On this whistle, Brian Moore and Ian McKinnon step out of the penalty box after their first period scrap. And McKinnon's going to stay on the ice, along with Aaron Nazarian and Craig Martin. Now a late change, actually, for Jacksonville. Jason Christie, as the home team coach, is allowed to change second. So he thinks better of it. He's going to go with Cam Critchlow at center. His wingers are Matt Marquardt and Eric Neely. Draws to McAdams right. Swamp Rabbits control. Pecoraro trying to get around Critchlow. Takes it to the corner. Sharp angle shot. McAdam gloves it. Not sure if that was going to be on net anyway, but he wasn't going to take any chances. And we'll drop the puck again to his right. Swamp Rabbits win another one. Spinning with it is Jardine to hold it in the zone. Plays it behind the net, taking the body there is Binkley. Pecoraro first on the puck, throws it to the blue line, good feed. Finkelstein, center point, Rister in a screen, deflects in front. McAdam got taken down off the puck. No call there for goaltender interference. It's possible that Binkley pushed Wedman into McAdam, so no call because of it. Swamp Rabbits with a little bit of pressure here. The first time in a while they've had some pressure. Critchlow gets a steal. He'll tap it out to center ice. Excellent defensive work there from number 11 in white for the Icemen. Big hit this time from Binkley. Oh, he lowered the boom on Wedman there as Jacksonville plays it the length of the ice. No icing, it ends up on net. And Jason Binkley with a little bit of an impact there. Big time hit as Nazarian looks for the steal. Can't quite get it. Jardine for Greenville. Headman pass for McNamee. Swamp Rabbits gain the line. They're onside, but Kim is first on the puck. He'll chip it off the glass for Nazarian. 2-on-2 for the moment. He's got McKinnon with him. Nazarian stops at the circle. For McKinnon, snapshot on net. Save made by Ingham. Good work there from McKinnon to get that shot away. Stepping up as McKernan to hold it into the zone briefly, but Jack Palin gets it back and will feed it for McNamee at the red line. McNamee, a toss in, shoveling it to the right side of McAdam. McKernan tries to get a piece of the puck. Swamp Rabbits are on it. Penalty coming. It's on Jacksonville. Delayed call. Rister on net. Save is made. Rebound and a touch up from the Icemen. And it's going to be a hook on the Icemen. I believe it's McKernan heading into the box, and power play number 2 for the Swamp Rabbits. You do not want to allow any life for Greenville here, so want a big kill here from Jacksonville. Draw will be to Eamon McAdams' right side. And the Swamp Rabbits control it. It is Jardine to the left circle for Connolly. Jardine gets it back. One-time shot deflected out of play by Cedarholm. Excellent work there from Cedarholm. He is paired up with Chase Harrison. Penalty killers for Jacksonville, Wasey Rabbit and Abbott Gerdukas. Gerdukas, remember, had a shorthanded bid in the first period on the Swamp Rabbits' only other power play opportunity. And Rabbit wins this faceoff for Harrison. He's got all day to slam it off the boards and back behind the Swamp Rabbit net. Quick change on the fly for Jacksonville. Critchlow onto the ice now. Penalty killing with Gerdukas. Swamp Rabbits take it into the zone. Cedarholm first on the puck, but he cannot get it away. It comes to the blue line for Greenville. Nault with a shot, well wide to the far post. Bounces all the way to Nault. McNamee to the blue line. Jardine cross ice for Haddad. Haddad with a wrister. That is blocked by Cedarholm. His second block on this shift, but he broke his stick in the process. So Jacksonville shorthanded minus a stick, and a save by McAdam in front on a slapper from the blue line. Rebound for Gerdukas, who clears it the length of the ice. That's a big clear, and that allows Cedarholm to hustle to the bench to get a line change. Swamp Rabbits right back into the zone. Finkelstein gives it up, and clearing it away is Jeff Taylor. Lodemeyer is going to force Ingham to play it himself. So excellent work again from the Icemen on this penalty kill. At the blue line, Swamp Rabbits clear into the zone. They're onside. Warren, however, first on it, and he'll play it off the glass and out. Lodemeyer heads to the bench now for the penalty kill. Rabbit on the ice with Brendan Warren as your killers. Jason Binkley and Jeff Taylor, your defensemen. Greenville back into the zone. Wrist shot is blocked. Rebound cleared away by Rabbit. Warren hustling for it against Finkelstein. Dives to keep it over the blue line. Couldn't gain control of it, but the hustle is noted for sure. 17 seconds to go on the power play. Greenville with one last rush into the zone. Playing it in is Jack Sadik. To the blue line for Pecoraro. Pecoraro centering feed. Deflected away by Jacksonville. And Greenville kind of tapped at the glove of McAdam as he throws the puck. The Icemen taking a bit of exception to that, but nothing comes of it. 4 seconds to go on the penalty to Kevin McKernan for the Icemen. A lot of hustle plays on that kill from Jacksonville. 2 big blocks from Cedarholm. That deflection there from Mike Zmatula, penalty killing. Brendan Warren with a hustle at the Greenville blue line as well. Wrist shot goes wide from the Swamp Rabbits. Deflects up high for Marquardt, who clears it out of the zone. Couldn't quite get McKernan away as he stepped out of the penalty box, but the Icemen are back at full strength. 5-on-5, a good kill there from Jacksonville as Cedarholm leaves it for Marquardt. Marquardt for Critchlow. Critchlow trying to move it away from Brian Moore. Now for Marquardt, and the Icemen will skate with it. Critchlow over the line. Got hit up high, no call. Trying to keep it in is Eric Neely. It is taken away by the Swamp Rabbits. And Frank Hora will play it D to D for Chris Carlisle. Hora to the red line. Hora tries to go wide on Harrison. Harrison rides him into the glass on a big body check. Greenville holds it into the zone. Centering feed from McNamee, deflects up high. Held in by McNamee on his backhand side. Tries to cut to the forehand. His shot is deflected wide. Again, a good stick there from Jacksonville. Greenville tried to play it back to the blue line, but there was nobody home at the left point. And looking for a steal at center ice is Warren. Warren for Lodemeyer. They are onside, trying to keep it in. Pinned up right along the wall, and now they will call it offside against Jacksonville as the puck just trickled over the line and came back in. 12:36 to go in the second period. It is a 3-0 advantage for Jacksonville. Aaron Nazarian, 1 goal for the Icemen, the first one, and then a pair from Captain Wasey Rabbit for the 3-0 lead. Shots on goal, 10-9 in favor of the Icemen. And a quick stoppage in play. Next game for Jacksonville, by the way, if you're wondering, and I know you are, Friday night. Got a nice break between tonight's game and the next one on Friday, and the Icemen will need it. They need more practice time. They have not had much of it, only a week's worth of practice before the season opener last night. The Icemen will host the South Carolina Stingrays on Friday evening. 7 o'clock start right here in downtown Jacksonville on Friday the 18th. The Icemen step onto the ice with Derek Lodermeyer at center, Brendan Warren on the left wing, Abbott Gerdukis on the right. Michael Kim and Kevin McKernan are your defensemen. Greenville takes the puck away. They'll clear in. Nick Paling and Jack Paling, twins for Greenville, both move into forecheck. And the third man now, we've got a whistle and a hand pass called against the Swamp Rabbits. So we'll bring it outside the Swamp Rabbit blue line. Both Paling brothers playing for St. Cloud State last year. They're both rookie performers. A lot of rookies for Greenville and a lot of guys from Europe. Their head coach coached in Europe last year. He brought 4 of his own players with him, and I think 9 players overall for Greenville played in Europe last year. As Greenville gets a shot away, saved by McAdam. Puck is still loose. I don't know how McAdam got a piece of it, but he did, and the Icemen will skate out of the zone with it. Biggest save of the night there from Eamon McAdam for the Icemen. Lodermeyer now the centering feed. That nearly went off the shoulder of Ingham and almost bounced into the net. Lodermeyer now taking the body on the man, trying to get the puck loose for Abbott Gerdukis to the right side of Ingham. Greenville takes it. They'll wrist it the length of the ice. This goes by everybody. If it makes it to the line, it'll be icing, but no dice there. We'll play on. Long lead pass from Taylor. Comes to Rabbit. He's onside, 2-on-1 with Martin, but the pass went behind Martin. He'll play it behind the net instead. Rabbit with a centering feed. Deflects up high. It comes loose for Jardine, who will turn and fire it ahead. Nearly set up Bradley. What a great play there by Jeff Taylor to prevent that breakaway pass from connecting. Puck is deep in the Jacksonville zone. Martin tries to tap it away from a man. Finds Rabbit, then Martin. Martin on the backhand. Pass is deflected, but it comes loose for Aaron Nazarian. Nazarian gains the red line before backhanding it in. And the Icemen will get a change on the fly. 3-0 Icemen. 10:54 to go in the second period. We've got a whistle and a stoppage for an offside against Greenville. They're going to actually bring this all the way back into the Swamp Rabbit zone because the offside originated deep in their own zone with a long pass from their own end. So an offensive zone draw for Jacksonville. Cam Critchlow is on it to the right of Ingham, and Critchlow wins it. Harrison from the blue line. His shot is deflected over the glass and out of play. Harrison had to get rid of it quick. He had Joey Haddad right on top of him as soon as he got the puck. So we'll drop it again to Ingham's right. Eric Neely is in the slot to Critchlow's right. Matt Marquardt is along the glass to Critchlow's left. Critchlow wins another one cleanly. Harrison with a drive. It goes wide to the short side off the glass. Comes off the carom to Greenville, but they can't clear yet. Neely holds it in for Critchlow. Centering pass nearly set up. Marquardt just knocked away at the last second. Critchlow digs and hustles. Another centering pass is deflected loose by the Swamp Rabbits. This time they'll skate it out to center. Chipping it off the glass. Broken up there by Jacksonville, but not out of the zone yet. It is Haddad playing it behind the Jacksonville cage. Centering feed goes right through the low slot. Nobody home. Hora with a wrister. That's deflected out of play by Marquardt, and he felt that one. Caught it down low. Hopefully he'll get up and gingerly comes back to the bench. A lot of blocked shots from Jacksonville. They are all buying into the concept of team defense tonight, no question about it. Face-off will be to the left of Eamon McAdam. Sadik in control for Greenville. From the blue line, skates all the way in behind the Jacksonville net. Centering feed wide open in the slot was Karch Bachman, but the pass was behind him. Good thing for Jacksonville, because he would have had a great opportunity from just 30 feet away. Now it's the Icemen taking the puck into the offensive zone. Greenville gets it right back out. Skating with the puck is McNamee. McNamee on his backhand. Slides it off the boards for Carlisle. Back to the line for McNamee. Cross ice for Sadik. Slap shot on net. Easy save there from McAdam. He saw it all the way on the slapper from 55 feet out. And he'll take the draw. And another stoppage in play with 9:40 to go in the second period. McAdam looking very sharp for Jacksonville. That was his 11th save of the night. Arlie Johnson once again with you for the Icemen. 3-0 with the lead over the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Jacksonville trying to even their record at 1-1. And in the process, trying to level the Swamp Rabbits back to the same record of 1-1. After Jacksonville loses last night at Florida, and Greenville defeats the South Carolina Stingrays in overtime last night. Coming up in the second intermission, we will go through the ECHL alignment, or realignment, I guess as the case is, for this year. 13 teams in action this season in the ECHL, with a little bit of an asterisk behind it. And we'll tell you more about that during the intermission. Face-off will be to the left of Jacksonville goaltender Eamon McAdam. And the Icemen control it. High off the glass is Taylor with a clear out. It is Gerdukas looking for Lodermeyer just out in front of him, but the Icemen do keep it in the offensive zone. Point to point, it is Taylor. Cross ice for Warren at the right circle. To the line for Binkley, one-timer. Got it away, but it was blocked, but he got pretty good piece of that one from 55 feet away. And the Icemen still with some pressure. Right circle to the blue line for Binkley. Cross ice it is Taylor. Taylor with a wrister and a screen. Snatched up by Ingham. Puck is still loose. Cleared away. Tapped free by the Icemen. Warren digs for it and plays it into the corner. Again, great pressure here from Jacksonville. Gerdukas for Warren. Cuts towards goal. Takes a hit in the process. Comes loose for Taylor. Wrist shot. And it deflects out of play. There were about 4 different bodies in front of Jacob Ingham that Taylor had to beat. It's almost as if the entire 4x6 cage was occupied by somebody in front. But a great power move there from Brendan Warren from the goal line extended, just going straight to the short side post. Trying to find a way to power it behind Ingham. And that set up the opportunity for Taylor in front. I don't know who it hit up front, but Taylor could not find the range as the Swamp Rabbits get this face-off in the defensive zone. They'll skate out to center. Pecoraro for Thompson, tries to spin around Harrison behind the Jacksonville net. Harrison sticks with him, but the Swamp Rabbits still have possession. Pecораro's pass deflected away and cleared out by Marquardt. Good to see him back out on the ice after blocking a shot on his last shift with a lower leg block. Greenville through the neutral zone. It is Bradley, defended by Cedarholm. Centering feed and a shot on net. Save is made by McAdam. Rebound comes up high. Pecoraro holds it in for the moment. Still loose. Marquardt cannot get it away. It is Sadek with a centering feed. Pecoraro couldn't pull the trigger on a great feed from Sadek to Pecoraro as Jacksonville plays it out to center ice. Greenville, another clear into the zone, and we've got a bit of a scrap behind the play. Whistle blows. I don't think we're going to come to blows here with the fisticuffs. But we did have a little bit of a do-si-do between Eric Neely and Matt Bradley. And we'll see what comes of this. Perhaps some matching minors. Two and two for roughing, so 4-on-4 on the ice for the first time tonight. Little bit of extra open ice out there. I'm very curious to see who the Icemen send out there for the 4-on-4 situation. It's going to be a defensive zone draw for them. And they'll have Aaron Nazarian with Craig Martin. Couple of speedy wingers, along with Kevin McKernan and Michael Kim. Draws to McAdams left, Jacksonville's netminder. And Nazarian wins it cleanly for Kim. Kim gives himself a little open ice, feeds it to the right for McKernan. Kim gets it back on the return. Headman pass for Nazarian. Great passing for the Icemen to break them through the neutral zone. It's Martin over the blue line on the right wing side. Going wide on his man and taking it behind the Greenville net. Martin still with it on the backhand. To the line for Kim. Easy shot on net. Saved made by Ingham. But an offensive zone draw now for Jacksonville, and enough for a line change for the Icemen. They'll send out Mike Zmatula with Wasey Rabbit. A couple of crafty guys built about the same way too. Rabbit already with a pair of goals tonight. Rabbit will take the draw. Jeff Taylor and Jason Binkley now the defensemen for Jacksonville. Swamp Rabbits control the faceoff. It is Sam Jardine up the left side. Plays it behind his net for Ben Finkelstein. Finkelstein feeds to the right for Connolly. Connolly cross ice look for McNamee. Overskated it and it comes loose for the Icemen. It is Binkley D to D for Taylor. Taylor, the defenseman, leads the rush here for Jacksonville. Gains the red line, then the blue before a backhand flip into the zone. Rabbit is going to be first on the puck. Spins around one man. Feeds it to the blue line. Can Taylor get there? Yes, just barely at the right point. Taylor for the high slot, stolen by Greenville. Binkley comes back defensively and knocks the puck away. Can the Icemen get there? Yes, they do. Rabbit for Zmatula into the slot. It's Binkley. What a move. Wrist shot save is made. Rebound comes to the far side for Greenville. They've got a possible 2-on-1, but Zmatula is there defensively. Excellent read there as the Icemen find the loose puck. It's Abbott Gerdukis. Taylor wanted a headman pass but didn't get it. Instead, it's Gerdukis skating it into the zone. Spinning at the near side half wall. Centering feed, Lodermeyer with a redirection. And a save is made by Ingham. To the blue line, it's Taylor. Taylor with a feed in front for Kim. Couldn't redirect it home. Great pinch in from the defenseman. Taylor from the blue line, slap shot deflects on net. Save is made. Rebound and a save off the second attempt from Lodermeyer. Great rush there from Jacksonville. Excellent pressure as the Swamp Rabbits now skate out of the zone. Kim with a defensive play. Oh, what a play by Michael Kim, knocking his man down to the ice, and now Kim ends up with the puck. Spin move around run man, then gives it up to Greenville. Kim gets it back as teams return to full strength. Swamp Rabbits have the puck in the offensive zone. It is Hora. Wrist shot on net, save is made by McAdam. Rebound up high, and Lodermeyer will ice it. No problem with that icing call with some pressure in front of McAdam. And the whistle stops the clock with 5:40 to go in the second period. Pressure from both ends of the ice that time. I like the passing play from the two defensemen for the Icemen there. Jeff Taylor to Michael Kim. Face off to the left of Jacksonville netminder Eamon McAdams. Centering feed from Greenville. Blocked in front. Kim taking the body on Thompson, and now he gets the puck as well. Taylor plays it up to center ice. Comes off the boards. Lodermeyer took a hit off the puck as the Icemen will clear it in. Swamp Rabbits with it in their own territory. Curtis Leonard to the right side for Frank Hora. Hora goes cross ice. Bradley steps around a man, feeds it in front, deflected up high, comes loose for the Iceman, but not out of the zone yet. Pecoraro in the high slot for Hora. Top of the right circle, wrist shot and the screen is blocked, comes up high for Jacksonville. They cannot clear it yet. Marquardt with another attempt, and this time he does work it free to the red line. More pressure here from Greenville, however, as Cedarholm takes the body on Bradley, and the Icemen have it deep in their own end. 3-0 Jacksonville, 4:42 to go in the second period. All three goals coming in the opening period of play for the Icemen. No scoring here in this second frame. Swamp Rabbits with it in their own zone. Lead pass, deflects free at the Jacksonville blue line this time. Held in by Greenville. It is Haddad, walks into the left side. Wrist shot on net, save is made by McAdam. A rebound, and they're gonna blow the whistle. The puck definitely went over the goal line. The red light didn't go on, but the puck definitely went over the goal line. More importantly, the whistle blew from Sean McFarland, I believe, before the puck crossed the line. I'm not even sure if that part will matter. By rule, if the referee is intending to blow the whistle, that is enough. But I think he got the whistle blown even before the puck crossed the line anyway. We'll see if they go to replay for this. Again, they have instant replay for goal calls in the ECHL. Greenville, of course, is going to plead their case that that puck went over the goal line, and they would technically be correct with that. But the whistle blowing should nullify everything. We'll see if they go to replay. And they do. What I'm wondering here is, what about the whistle? And are you going to be able to tell anything? So I'm very interested in this decision here from Sean McFarland. And we'll see what the answer will be momentarily. McFarland right now at the scorer's table looking at his monitor, along with one of the linesmen. I believe that's Killian McNamara. So pretty important call here. Will Greenville be on the board, or will Jacksonville maintain their 3-0 cushion? The question to me is not, did the puck cross the line or not? The question is, did the whistle blow before it crossed the line? And I believe it was basically instantaneous. But if it blew instantaneously, then you're intending to blow it before you blow the whistle, if that makes any sense, if you're following me. But I'm not the one making the call here. That's going to be up to Sean McFarland. Either way, I'd love to get an explanation on this. Not much more to say right now. We'll just have to wait and stick it out and see what McFarland says once he's ready. He's taking a long look at this, though. All right, McFarland's about to come out of the penalty boxes. What do we have? He called it a goal. He called it a goal. And Jason Christie is beyond perplexed. McFarland immediately goes to Jason Christie, who no doubt is telling him, you blew the whistle. And now McFarland is going to go talk to Andrew Lord. I don't know what he has to say to him. Haddad will get the only assist, and the goal is going to belong to Cameron Nault. His first of the year. 15:40 is the time of the goal, and it's a 3-1 hockey game, so the Icemen will have to regroup. And the Icemen now into the offensive zone. It comes free from McKernan. Slap shot is blocked by Greenville, and really feeling that one is Wedman. As the Icemen try to get some pressure in the offensive zone, they still have the puck. Kim for Rabbit, slap shot in the screen. Trying to deflect it on net was Saraceno, unable to do so. Swamp Rabbits get it back, and now the Icemen just have to regroup from what I think is a poor call there from Sean McFarland. Swamp Rabbits with the puck. Slap pass, trying to find McNamee, and McNamee has it for Greenville. Turns to his forehand and plays it behind the Jacksonville net. Taylor takes the body on Haddad, but Haddad takes the puck. Backhander goes well wide to the far post. Swamp Rabbits get it to the line. Rister in a screen deflected, and another score from Greenville. It's Joey Haddad getting this goal this time. And look out, here come the Swamp Rabbits. A pair of goals just over a minute apart. And 3-0 has become 3-2 in the bat of an eyelash. 16:44 the time of this goal. Haddad gets this goal. His first of the year as well on the deflection. It was a great deflection on his part. And now Jacksonville is really in a absolute battle. All because of that call from Sean McFarland on the first goal. Add an assist to Finkelstein there as well, along with Jardine, Sam Jardine. And things have turned in a hurry. Draw Draws to Eamon McAdams' right side. And here comes a steal from Jacksonville. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Neely with Marquardt. Neely has the puck. Neely with the shot, and he puts it wide to the short side. I think that puck went on edge on him just as he was about to pull the trigger. Swamp Rabbits now the other way. Centering feed deflected away by McAdam. Another centering pass as Cedarholm takes the body on a man. Great hit there by Cedarholm behind the play. Greenville still with the puck, however. Penalty coming as well now. I believe this is going to be on Jacksonville. There's your touch, and it's going to be a power play for the Swamp Rabbits. Oh, wait, no, we're playing on. There's your touch now. Cross-checking is the call. They're going to call it on Greenville, I believe. On Brian Moore. I think everybody was waiting for the play to be blown dead when Jacksonville touched the puck, but we played on. So it will be, I believe, Brian Moore heading into the penalty box for a cross-check. Power play for the Icemen. They're 1 for 2 on the man advantage tonight. Now Greenville's pleading their case over this penalty call. They should not be so quick to complain after getting their first goal, though, I would add. .235 to go in the second period, and a great chance late in this frame for the Icemen to regain momentum, but currently that momentum is squarely on the side of the Greenville Swamp Rabbits with a pair of goals just over a minute apart from each other. Now it's Wasey Rabbit listening in on this conversation between Sean McFarland and Joey Haddad. Icemen on the man advantage. Wasey Rabbit, Mike Zmatula, and Nick Saraceno up front. Jeff Taylor and Jason Binkley on defense. Face-off will be to Ingham's right side. Rabbit's going to take this draw this time. With Zmatula lined up in the slot. Rabbit wins it cleanly, but it went right between the point men and out to center ice. Taylor is going to stick handle behind his own net and feed it up the left wing side for Binkley. Binkley loses it to Paling, Jack Paling this time. Wrister from distance. Save is made by McAdam. Rebound for Binkley behind his net. He'll feed it for Taylor. Taylor over the line for Zmatula. Gives it to Saraceno. Saraceno takes a big hit up high. No call there as Greenville clears it out of the zone. Still plenty of time on this power play. 1:28 on a rolling clock. It is Taylor at center ice. Lead pass ahead. Deflects free. Delayed offside here for Jacksonville. And that's going to allow Greenville some time to kill some clock. They've got it behind their own net as the Icemen will get a line change. Long pass from Greenville. They had a 2-on-1, but Karch Bachman didn't know it. On the long outlet pass, he just cleared it in behind the Jacksonville net instead. And the Icemen stick handle through the neutral zone. Marquardt beats a man wide on his backhand. Takes it behind the net. Poked away there by Greenville. And they will clear it around the wall and just over the line despite the efforts from Kevin McKernan. Michael Kim now for the Icemen. Drifts back into his own end. Outlet pass picked off by Finkelstein, the defenseman, shorthanded. Into the slot. Wrister is deflected by McKernan. That's a big-time play from Kevin McKernan for the Icemen. And Jacksonville gets the puck back behind their net with 35 seconds to go on the power play. It is Kim with a drop pass for Marquardt. Cross-ice look for McKernan. McKernan over the line for Neely, who will rim it around. Brendan Warren tries to knock the puck free. Swamp Rabbits get to it and clear it once more. So not much going on this power play this time for Jacksonville. Perhaps one final rush. McKernan behind his own net with 8 seconds to go on the power play. Kim with a long lead pass. It's deflected in by Nazarian. Lodermeyer gives chase as the Swamp Rabbits get one more clear around the wall and out. Teams are at full strength as the Icemen take it back into the zone. They are onside as Gerdukas collides with a man. That is Wedman. Jacksonville unable to keep it in the zone. At center ice, Brian Moore on his backhand has it deflected away. Lodermeyer takes a hit right along the Greenville bench. Swamp Rabbits have the puck with just 13 seconds to go in the period. Offside against Greenville with 10.5 seconds on the clock, and Cedarholm again jawing with Brian Moore. Cedarholm drew the penalty against Moore just a couple of minutes ago. And Moore continuing to jaw away at Cedarholm. Order is restored, no penalties here. Face off outside the Jacksonville line. Swamp Rabbits have it, maybe one final rush, but they'll have to work it to perfection. They do clear it into the zone with 4 seconds to go. Cedarholm just pinning up the puck along the wall, allowing the time to expire, ending the second period of play. So the first period, all Icemen. The second period looked like it was just even-steven all the way through until the final 5 minutes. And the Swamp Rabbits get a very controversial first goal from Cameron Nault with the whistle blowing as the puck was crossing the line. And then just over a minute later, Joey Haddad scores for Greenville. And what was 3-0 immediately became 3-2. And as the teams head to the bench, Brian Moore continues to jaw away at somebody for Jacksonville. And now Wasey Rabbit is going to talk to referee Sean McFarland. Everybody from Greenville, with the exception of Matt Bradley, is in their locker room now, and same goes for Jacksonville, with the exception of their captain, Wasey Rabbit. Both of them talking with Sean McFarland. They both finally separate away from him, and we will move on to the end of period number 2. So it's a 3-2 game in favor of Jacksonville after 2 periods in what is sure to be set up right now for a thrilling third period of play. Although from the Icemen's perspective, I just assume they wouldn't want it to be thrilling. They would just want to still have that 3-0 lead. So they've got a lot of work left now in the final 20 minutes of play. They need this one for sure. After the way things went last night, they want to feel good about things going into the next 6 days without a game. And the Icemen still with the lead. That's probably the thing to focus on right now if you're head coach Jason Christie. Maybe those last 5 minutes didn't go the way you wanted it to, but you are still in control of this game. You still have the lead. You are still the ones that can control your own destiny here. If you play a strong third period of play, you can come away with the 2 points and hopefully a regulation victory. So again, after 2 periods, it's 3-2 Jacksonville. We're going to stick with it here throughout the intermissions for tonight. And with this intermission, we're going to set you up with the realignment of the ECHL. And it's sad. I hate to say it, but it is sad with everything going on with the pandemic and with COVID. It has affected so many things. Obviously, in the grand scheme of things, sports is very much secondary to so many other things right now. But among the things that they have to worry about from a sports perspective here in the ECHL is who can play and who can't play. And unfortunately, some very difficult decisions needed to be made. And playing this season from a short-handed perspective, from the league's perspective, is very much a difficult decision. But the commissioner of the ECHL, Ryan Creelan, I think ultimately had to make this decision. I don't know if there was anything else he could have done. He was really placed with the burden of who's going to play and who's not going to play during the course of this offseason. And here's what you have in the ECHL this year. Ultimately, each team was given the opportunity. Do you want to play? Can you play? Or can you not play? 13 teams out of the 26-team ECHL opted for yes, we can play, we want to play. Obviously, Jacksonville is one of them. They're one of only 13 teams playing in North America, really, playing professional hockey in North America, really. 5 teams from what was last year's South Division are still playing hockey, 5 out of 7. The other teams still playing in the Jacksonville's division, the Florida Everblades, the Greenville Swamp Rabbits, of course, tonight's opponent, also the South Carolina Stingrays, and the Orlando Solar Bears. They are the teams playing from what was last year's South Division. Not playing from last year's South Division, the Atlanta Gladiators and the Norfolk Admirals. They both opted out. They could not play this year. We certainly hope to see them next year. But that's not how it worked out this time. As for other teams around the league, here's where it really got tough, is when you started getting into where you live and where your team is located. And ultimately what happened from last year is the entire North Division, 6-team North Division, all were forced to opt out. They are out. A couple more dominoes fell after that, also opting out. Not so long ago, only about a month or so ago, the Cincinnati Cyclones opted out, who are among the best teams in the league perennially. The Kalamazoo Wings also forced to opt out. And finally, the Idaho Steelheads opted out. So this is where it leaves us as of right this very second. 13 teams have opted in and will play. 11 teams have opted out and cannot play this year. There are 2 remaining teams still undecided. That's the Toledo Walleye and the Fort Wayne Comets, both from the Central Division. If they are able to opt in, and at this point, I don't even know this answer yet, everybody, but if they are able to opt in, they will play a shortened season in the ECHL, and standings will be based on winning percentage with those teams in the fold. As of today, I'm going to assume that they're not in, since as of today, they're not in. So the way the standings look right now, I'm assuming it's going to stay this way the whole way through, but truthfully, fans, it hasn't been announced yet, so it's just an assumption on my part. Right now, it is one division consisting of 13 teams, and that's where we stand. How the playoffs will work has not been announced yet. How the divisions will work have not been announced yet. I expect you will hear more about that once we know whether the Toledo Walleye and the Fort Wayne Comets end up playing this season or not playing this season. If it becomes a 15-team league as opposed to a 13-team league, maybe you can find a way to work out possibly a 3-division kind of schedule. Maybe 3 divisions of 5 teams each would probably work out fairly well. I don't know what the alignment would be, but I imagine that last year's South Division would stay as this year's South Division in a situation like that. If, however, it stays at 13 teams, if Toledo and Fort Wayne cannot play, I don't know where you stand. It perhaps stays as one division of 13. Perhaps it's a division of 6 and a division of 7. I don't know. But it's a brave new world out there, everybody. I think the bottom line to keep your eyes on with this is we're playing hockey. It's all secondary to the rest of it. I mean, sports in general, secondary to what's happening in the world. But even from a hockey perspective, who's in, who's out, what those divisions will look like, whether teams will be in or out, all secondary. The fact of the matter is the Icemen are fortunate and privileged to be playing hockey right now. Again, I can't stress it enough. There are 13 teams in all of North America that are playing professional hockey right now. The Icemen are one of them. You should thank your lucky stars that we have this, and I will add an extra shout out to this, to the ownership group and the management group of the Jacksonville Icemen, led by Andy Kaufman and Bob Arablo. Those two have spearheaded the ability for the Icemen just to even be able to have this night tonight for all of you out there. And then beyond that, to you, the fans, thank you a million times over. Thank you for coming out and making it another sellout crowd when not necessarily everybody wants to be in a crowd setting, but here you are. And we could not appreciate you any more than we do. The atmosphere here, just as good as always. Maybe we're not 8,500 strong like we would like to be on opening night, but the however many we have tonight, I don't even know what the announced crowd is tonight, but you sound like 8,500 tonight, and for that we are very much appreciative of that. So there it is. There's your realignment as of today. I can't even tell you it's the final realignment. That is your current realignment in the ECHL. The Icemen are part of the realignment, and that's the most important thing out of everything from a hockey perspective anyway. With that, let's transition, and we'll move to what is ahead for the Icemen on their schedule. Also not certain yet, and I'm sure many of you season ticket holders know this already, is the entire Icemen schedule, in fact anybody's entire schedule, also not released. As of right now, the 13 teams currently playing in the ECHL are working off a 10-game schedule. We've been told that as of now they are planning a 72-game schedule, and hopefully it will stay that way, barring any further impactful information that happens around the world. But for now, it's only a 10-game schedule for everybody. This is game 2 out of 10, the first out of 5 home games. Let's break down the entire schedule for you for the Icemen. Again, we already told you about the next game up for Jacksonville. That's 6 days from now, right back on home ice, the Icemen hosting the South Carolina Stingrays. South Carolina is the only team that Jacksonville will host twice during this 10-game stretch. That will actually be the opening part of a home-and-home series for Jacksonville and South Carolina. The Icemen will travel to Charleston the very next day, Saturday the 19th. It's Jacksonville at South Carolina. From there, it's another full week off for Jacksonville. They'll take through Christmas off. But, man, what a rough break for the Icemen. As if things aren't bad enough, you want to be home for Christmas. And the Icemen don't play on Christmas. But thank you, ECHL. You gave the Icemen Jacksonville at Florida on the day after Christmas, on the 26th. So the Icemen, no doubt, will travel on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, guys. And you get to play at Florida on Saturday, the 26th of December. I don't know what more to say about that. The Icemen, professionals as they are, they'll just go down there and hopefully get the best Christmas present of all, being 2 points a day late. The Icemen return home for a very rare Monday home games. On Monday, the 28th, they'll actually complete the home-and-home with the Florida Everblades on Monday, the 28th at 7 p.m. Right back in action the very next night. It's Jacksonville at the Orlando Solar Bears on Tuesday the 29th. And rounding out the 10-game schedule, a pair of home games Saturday, January 2nd, hosting the South Carolina Stingrays, and another week off before hosting the Orlando Solar Bears on Saturday, January 9th. So out of the 5 home games for Jacksonville, 3 of them, including tonight, are on a Saturday. There is one next Friday, and there's also one on Monday, the Monday after Christmas. The 10-game schedule rounds out on Wednesday, January 13th. The Icemen will again be at the Florida Everblades. More scheduling quirks. 4 of Jacksonville's 10 games are against the Everblades. 3 of the 4 are on the road. So even that is not even with 2 home games and 2 road games. You got to play the games that are on the schedule, and the Icemen, unfortunately, that's their schedule. So you just got to find a way to beat Florida, who is perennially an absolute powerhouse in the ECHL. Tell you what, we will take a quick break here. We'll come back in a couple minutes. We'll get ready for the third period of play with the Icemen leading the Greenville Swamp Rabbits by a count of 3-2. This is the Jacksonville Icemen Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the Publix Rink at the Veterans Memorial Arena in Jacksonville. Arlie Johnson with you for the 4th straight season, calling Icemen home games for you on Mixler and now new flowhockey.tv. Great to have them as a partner on board. If you are not familiar with it, if you're only listening in, I strongly suggest you go to flowhockey.tv and subscribe to not only the Icemen, but a lot of different sports for a subscription service. It's got college hockey. It's got a whole bunch of other stuff. I believe there's college basketball, too, and things like that. Go check it out, flowhockey.tv, to catch Icemen games now on video and audio as well. Let's go to the ECHL scoreboard. There are 5 games tonight, as there were last night. Again, with only 13 teams right now, there's only a maximum of 6 games that you can have at any point in time for now anyway. We'll see what happens in the near future with Toledo and Fort Wayne. So let's go through the scoreboard for you at the moment. In Estero, Florida, the Florida Everblades at home yet again. They are hosting the Orlando Solar Bears. Orlando was off last night, so they have their season opener tonight. And the score there is exactly what it is here. 3-2 is the score between the Florida Everblades and Orlando Solar Bears. Goals from Florida from Hebig, Harper, and Michael Hunterbrinker. For Orlando, it's Ryan Lowen and Alex Kukali for the Solar Bears. Again, Florida on top in that one by a score of 3-2 after 2 periods of play. So they're right where we are at this point. A couple other scores from Wheeling, West Virginia. The season opener for the Wheeling Nailers. They are hosting the Indy Fuel after 2 periods of play there. It's Indy on top on the road, 3-1. Indy also was playing last night, actually, I should say. Indy got their first victory of the year last night rather. Indy getting the win in a shootout last night, beating Kansas City by a score of 4-3, the Kansas City Mavericks. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Tulsa Oilers are hosting the Allen Americans. It is tied at 1 after 1 period of play. This is Allen's first game of the season, so it's their season opener as well. As for Tulsa, they lost last night 3-2 at home in a shootout to the Wichita Thunder. And finally, from Rapid City, South Dakota, it's the Rapid City Rush hosting the Utah Grizzlies tonight. They are just underway. Puck is just dropping right now from Rapid in South Dakota. Rapid City winning last night 6-4 at home over the Utah Grizzlies, so it's the second of a pair of games between those 2 clubs. Utah again with a loss last night, losing 6-4 at Rapid City. Both teams are back out onto the ice. We are ready for period number 3. And a lot to look forward to in this 3rd period. After Jacksonville raced out to a 3-0 lead in the opening frame, Greenville turned the tides in the final 5 minutes of the 2nd period, getting a pair of goals just over a minute apart. So now it's time for the Icemen to regroup and win this 3rd period and send these folks home happy. More importantly, get the 2 points and get in the win column on your home opener. It's a very talented Icemen squad. Don't let last night's result at Florida fool you. A lot of skill on this Jacksonville club this year. No game is going to be easy. A lot of skill on every team this year. Again, I alluded to it earlier tonight that there's only 13 teams. That means there's only half of the jobs are available. So what you're looking at is really the lower half of skill from last year. Most of them are not playing right now. Whereas the upper half of skill, they're probably in the league, plus some American Hockey League players that are playing in the ECHL right now as well, because the AHL is not resuming play until early February as of right now. 3rd period is underway. Greenville has the puck. Cam Critchlow forechecking on Finkelstein. He forces a bad pass at center, and Marquardt will play it in behind the net of Ingham. Ingham wrists it around the wall. Critchlow blocks it around the boards, tries to work it free to the blue line and gets it loose. Wrister from Binkley goes wide to the far post, held in by the Icemen. Playing it into the corner. Jardine tries to play it around the wall, but it's stolen again by Critchlow. Great move by Critchlow. Goes to the forehand side and draws a penalty. What a play by Cam Critchlow to draw that penalty to the Swamp Rabbits. Tripping is the call, and the Icemen right back on the man advantage in the hopes of regaining a little bit of insurance Cameron Nault heads into the box. Remember that play from Cam Critchlow. He just turnstiled Cameron Nault on that play from the goal line extended, cut it right back towards net. A couple of good power moves from the Icemen tonight, which you really like to see. And this time it pays off in the form of a power play. At the blue line, Jason Binkley cannot hold it in. A steal by Nick Paling. Shorthanded bid for Greenville. Wrist shot goes over the crossbar. Caroms all the way out to center ice, and the Swamp Rabbits have it again. Leonard will forehand it behind the Jacksonville net. Icemen have control. It's Taylor up the left wing for Rabbit. A slap pass cross ice for Binkley, who will backhand it into the corner. Matula gives chase against Hora. Comes behind the net. Puck bounces high into the air. Where is it? Batted away by Greenville. Not cleared out yet. The Icemen hold the zone. Taylor to the left side for Rabbit. Top of the circle on the left wing. He'll stick handles to the goal line extended. Playing it up high for Taylor. Right side, it's Binkley. Plays it down low for Saraceno. Forehand and a score! Nick Saraceno. Beautiful patience on that play. As Ingham thought he was going to just pull the trigger immediately. Either that or maybe a pass into the slot. Instead, Saraceno just holds the puck, holds it again. And that extra beat allows him to slip it inside the far post, playing it along the ice, and a power play goal for the Icemen has them back on top by a pair. It's 4-2. Nick Saraceno just signed yesterday, his debut for Jacksonville tonight, and he gets the power play goal at 1:14. Assisted by Binkley and Taylor. Here's Joe Massa with your call.
Iceman goal, a power play goal. Scored by number 13, Nick Saraceno. Assisted by number 4, Jason Binkley, and number 2, Jeff Taylor. Once again, your Iceman power play goal. Scored by number 13, Nick Saraceno. Assisted by Binkley and Taylor. Time of the goal, 1 minute, 14 seconds.
Thank you so much, Joe. And Jacksonville right back with the puck. Into the zone, it is Lodermeyer for Neely. Neely turns on a man at the far side boards. Just pinning it up against the wall, trying to keep the play moving. Lodermeyer's waiting for the puck to come free. Brendan Warren is there as well. Just kicking at the puck is Greenville. That was nearly dangerous, I would even say, as hard as he was trying to kick at the puck. Almost like he was trying to kick near a leg as well, or he could have very easily anyway. Puck does end up at center ice. Brendan Warren slips it back over the blue line. Lodermeyer with a good forecheck on a man. Tries to knock the puck free. Gets a body on Pecoraro. Pecораro's had a rough game tonight for Greenville, and Lodermeyer is still right on top of him. Finally, it's Sadik for the Swamp Rabbits, who will shovel it into Jacksonville's end on the forehand. Delayed offside. Jacksonville has the puck, and they'll easily skate out of their own zone. Good indirect pass off the boards for Warren for the Icemen. Centering feed comes all the way across, but it's knocked away by Greenville and played to center. Taylor drives it right back in for the Icemen. Moving into forecheck is Abbott Gerdukas. 1-on-2, but the Icemen, so close to a steal. Greenville just got a piece of it with a stick in the slot. Icemen come right back with a clear in, and the Swamp Rabbits lose it in the neutral zone. Here comes Jacksonville with Craig Martin. Martin got hooked on the play, but no call there either. Comes loose to center. It is Bradley slipping it into the Jacksonville end, where Binkley plays it free for Taylor. Though that pairing has played fantastic tonight. The top defensive pairing for Jacksonville, Jason Binkley and Jeff Taylor. Play goes into the Greenville zone, right side of Ingham. Swamp Rabbits first on the puck. Sam Jardine with Nazarian peeling off on his forecheck. Now Saraceno comes in on the forecheck, but Brian Moore receives the pass, plays to center ice and clears into the zone. Michael Kim got hit from a couple of men. Comes loose for Greenville. Playing it to the blue line. It is Hora with a wrist shot. Whistles wide. I'm not sure if McAdam ever saw it. Centering feed, and unable to handle that one is Paling. Penalty coming on Jacksonville this time. This time it was Brian Moore who took the hit for Greenville. Boarding is the call. And heading into the box is Aaron Nazarian for the Icemen. Power play, Swamp Rabbits. They're third of the night. They're 0 for 2. Jacksonville strong with the special teams tonight, 2 for 4 with the man advantage for the Icemen. Now leading 4-2. That was a huge goal from Nick Saraceno early on in this third period. And I again want to give credit to Cam Critchlow for drawing that penalty as well. Maybe a small thing you don't see in a box score who draws a penalty, but Cam Critchlow indirectly had great effect on that Icemen goal. But now it's the Icemen who need to kill a penalty, and Greenville controls the faceoff. Wrist shot is deflected high off glass. It barely stays in play. Deflected puck comes loose for Critchlow. He'll turn and fire it out. Heading straight to the bench for a line change. Penalty killing for the Icemen are Wasey Rabbit and Eric Neely. It is Ben Finkelstein, lead pass ahead. Onside are the Swamp Rabbits. Centering feed knocked away by Jacksonville, not able to clear yet. Swamp Rabbits hold it in the zone. Touch pass from Pecoraro to Bradley down low. Thompson tries to get a shot away. That is knocked free. Comes loose for Rabbit. Can he poke check it away? Trying to use the body. Turns to his forehand side. Still can't quite get it out. Pokes at it again. Still comes loose. Squirts into the corner. It's still in the Jacksonville end. It is Cedarholm giving it up behind the net. Centering pass is blocked by Harrison. That was a big-time block. 58 seconds to go on the power play. Swamp Rabbits have the puck. Pecoraro with a shot up high. Save is made. Rebound is loose. And it's going to be a save from McAdam as Greenville crashes the Jacksonville net. McAdam actually got pushed into the net after the whistle as he tucked the puck underneath his pads and closed the legs with his butt on the ice. Just slides the puck underneath and is somehow able to keep that puck out of the net. Heavy pressure there from Greenville, but McAdam up to the task. So the faceoff will be in the Jacksonville zone with 51 seconds to go on the power play. Wholesale changes for both clubs here. Draw will be to the right side of Eamon McAdam. And it is Greenville winning the faceoff as well. Connolly playing it to the goal line extended. Centering feed knocked away by Jacksonville. They've had active sticks all night long defensively. Swamp Rabbits still with possession, however. Connolly, near side wall. Nearly gave it up. Now he does give it up, but not cleared. Jardine holds it in. Looking for Haddad. Wrist shot is deflected into the corner. Binkley tries to hustle for the puck. Can't get there. McNamee for Greenville. To the left circle for Connolly. 20 seconds to go on the power play. Jardine for Haddad. One-timer is blocked out of the zone by Binkley. Big-time block there from Jacksonville. And that should just about do it on the power play. Maybe one final rush for Jardine. To the left for McNamee. Mike McNamee. Stick handling into the zone. Drilled by McKernan into the glass. Teams are back at full strength, but the Swamp Rabbits have the puck. Save made by McAdam. No rebound. So the Icemen back at full strength with 14:01 to go in the third period. The Icemen getting a crucial third period goal to pad their lead. Nick Saraceno on the power play. I did not mention Saraceno, by the way, in my roster because he's that new to the team. But Saraceno had a great campaign last year for the Wheeling Nailers. Saraceno last year, 23 points in only 31 games for Wheeling. He had 37 points in only 27 games for Wheeling the year before. Also spent half the year in the American Hockey League. So this guy can light it up for sure, and he did tonight. Swamp Rabbits with the puck. Pass to the blue line for Hora. Stick handles to the right side. Weaving along the blue line. Shot is blocked. Jacksonville cannot clear. It's held in by Carlisle. There's a loose stick on the ice as well. So Jacksonville is playing without a stick, and Kevin McKernan Icemen try to clear. They can't do it yet. McKernan still without a stick, but he'll take the body instead on Nault, pinning him up along the boards in the corner. Greenville still with possession. Carlisle at the left point. Walks the line. Looks for a opening to shoot the puck, but there's nothing there. Jacksonville has all the lanes covered up. And now a steal by Jacksonville. They'll poke it out to center ice. Can McKernan get to the bench? Yes, he does. So the Icemen back to having 5 skaters on the ice with 6 as Greenville carries into the zone, but a strong defensive play by Jacob Cederholm to knock a man off the puck. Swamp Rabbits keep it in for the moment, and again they hold it in at the blue line. It is Jack Paling. Sharp angle shot is blocked. Rebound goes well wide. It comes off the wall for Neely. He'll chip it off the boards and out. 12:33 to go in the third period. It's 4-2 Icemen leading the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Greenville plays it in behind the Jacksonville net. Cederholm again takes the body strongly. Spins to his backhand side. Tries to clear, but it went off the referee. So the Icemen are having to deal with 6 forecheckers there with the referee getting involved. Jacksonville finally plays it out of the zone. They will ice the puck as Finkelstein is first on it. So the Icemen will have to keep the same players on the ice. Again, if you're not familiar with the rules of hockey, when you ice the puck, you have to keep the same 5 guys on the ice defensively. The offensive zone team is allowed to change if they wish. They can also choose which dot they want the faceoff to be on, and they choose it to be to the left side of McAdam. Greenville wins this faceoff. Wrist shot is blocked in front. Marquardt felt that one, but then Marquardt comes right back and has a great play for another block. Marquardt really felt that shot as well, this time up around the hand or the wrist, perhaps. So he took one off the lower leg tonight on a shot block. This time he takes one around the wrist area, just sacrificing the body as the Icemen get a steal. Lodermeyer, shot on goal. Save is made by Ingham. No rebound, and the draw will be in the offensive zone this time for Jacksonville, as Matt Marquardt is being looked at by Icemen trainer Scoots. Scoots is out there once again. Scoots McClay. New equipment manager, by the way, this year for the Icemen as well. So Scott McClay, also known as Scooter or Scoots, your trainer once again for Jacksonville. But the new equipment manager, Jeremy Holloway. Patrick Murphy comes back as your strength and conditioning coach for the Icemen. Hopefully you see Matt Marquardt back on the ice before this game is over. He is still on the bench, by the way. He did not go to the locker room. And now McClay, the trainer, is near him, but he's not exactly attending him either. So hopefully a positive outlook there from Matt Marquardt as the Icemen get the puck in the offensive zone on this faceoff. Giving it up immediately, though, and skating with the puck for Greenville is Chris Carlisle. Shot towards net, sticked aside by McAdam. Comes into the corner for Binkley. Binkley, nice feed to Derek Lodermeyer. He'll start the attack right up the middle. To the right for Gerdukas. Gerdukas' pass is deflected. It's going to create a delayed offside here. We'll play on as the Icemen touch up, and we'll have Greenville skating into the offensive zone. Great defensive work there from the Icemen again. This time it was Michael Kim standing up a man with his body. Slap shot from Bradley. What a laser that was, but it was high and wide, and it ends up catching the glass and then the netting. So the faceoff will be in the offensive zone here because of that shot going out of play. Marquardt moving down the bench a little bit, which is actually a good sign. Face off to McAdams left. Aaron Nazarian wins it cleanly. Can the Icemen clear it? No. Goes into the corner. Moore tries to center, defended by Kim. Poked around to the opposite sidewall. Nazarian picks it up this time. He's got a man right on his back, but he still feeds it ahead. Nice work there by McKinnon to knock the puck puck out of midair, and he'll carry it into the offensive end. Taking it behind the net, taking a hit as well. Swamp Rabbits get it from there. It is Frank Hora on his backhand, stick handling through the neutral zone. Feeds it for McNamee. Good toss to the right side for Brian Moore. Off the boards to the blue line. Wrist shot in front, deflected on net. Save is made. Rebound goes into the corner. That was a beautiful setup by Greenville, but Jacksonville keeps the play away. And now a steal from the Icemen, and we've got a whistle and a stoppage. It's going to be a penalty. What's the call? Hooking on the Icemen, I believe. And Aaron Azarian can't believe it. If anything, he thought that he had his stick held. But instead, a big kill for Jacksonville yet again, where they have been successful tonight. Really, the difference so far has been special teams. Jacksonville controls the special teams, and because of it, they're controlling the game, and they win a defensive zone draw and clear it the length of the ice as well. Abbott Gerdukas and Cam Critchlow, your top penalty killers. Greenville with a drop pass deep in their own zone. It's fed ahead to Liam Pecoraro. Pecoraro gains the blue line, steps around Critchlow and centers it all the way across to the opposite side. Bradley at the top of the left circle. Moves it cross ice. Slap shot from Finkelstein. That deflects wide. Comes loose into the near side corner. It's Gerdukas playing it off the wall for Critchlow, who will turn and fire it out off the boards. 1:20 to go on the man advantage for the Swamp Rabbits. Finkelstein, who again had a pair of goals last night for Greenville. Feeds it to the left for Sadek. Blue line, it's Pecoraro. Cross ice for Finkelstein. Playing it down low for Thompson. Finkelstein gets it back, trying to give and go for Thompson once more, and again for Finkelstein. Some two-man hockey here from Greenville. Pecoraro, high slot, wrister in front, deflected wide. Dangerous play there. Pecoraro gets it right back. Closes, fakes the shot, takes the shot. Glove save made by Eamon McAdam, and he'll gobble it up for the draw. 47 seconds to go on the power play. Eamon McAdam, a strong game tonight, saved 22 of 24 shots. Jacksonville only has 17 shots on net this evening, but it's quality, not quantity. Derek Lodermeyer will take this defensive zone draw for the Icemen. And the Swamp Rabbits win it. Still some time on the power play here for them. Jardine with a wrister. That is blocked in front. Centering feed. Swept away by Jacksonville, but not cleared out yet. Jardine for Haddad. Another shot deflected on that. Save made, rebound, score. It's a 4-3 contest with still plenty of time to go. 8:38 to go on a power play goal. I believe you're going to give this one to Mike McNamee at 11:22. And the dogfight continues. First power play goal of the night for Greenville. They are 1 for 4 with the man advantage. And it is going to be McNamee's goal. His first of the year. Joey Haddad's third point of the night with an assist. Sam Jardine also gets one. And the Icemen still on top, but by the slimmest of margins. They play the puck into the Greenville end. Marquardt fight for it, but the Swamp Rabbits knock it free. Pecoraro with a flip pass up the right side for Thompson. Kim takes the body on him, pokes it loose into the corner. Swamp Rabbits get it back. Pass to the blue line for Sadek. Wrister goes wide off the glass. Kim plays it up the boards, but still not out. Some pressure here from Greenville, looking for the equalizer. Puck goes off a skate. Icemen look to clear out. They still can't do it. It comes around the wall, now to the near side. Eric Neely tries to golf it out, and he will get it out, but it's going to be an icing call. So Jacksonville has to stay with their same 5 skaters again. And hopefully you don't want the Icemen to just cling to this lead. You want them to try and still attack. Play safely, obviously. You don't want to do anything foolish. But you don't just want to fall into a defensive shell there either. Finkelstein with a wrister. Getting a piece of it was McAdam. Rebound comes up high. Swamp Rabbits again with it at the blue line. Playing it down low is Haddad. McKernan knocks it free for Michael Kim. Kim starts the rush for Critchlow. A backhand chip up the wall for Neely, who will redirect it to the Greenville line. Haddad with a saucer pass. Blocked at the line by Kim. Swamp Rabbits get it back and clear into the zone. McKernan gets hit hard on the play. Haddad tries to step around a man. Behind the Jacksonville net, still with the puck and sliding it right through the blue paint, but it goes across to the opposite boards. Wasey Rabbit for Jacksonville. Tries the opposite wing, looking for Saraceno. Saraceno can't clear it yet either. Finally, it's deflected away, and on the deflection, it ends up out of play. So the Icemen at least will get a line change here with a stoppage. Thank you so much again for joining us tonight. Arlie Johnson with you from downtown Jacksonville, the home opener for the Icemen. And it has been a thriller tonight. Strong start for Jacksonville. They jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the first period. Goals from Era Nazarian and then a pair from Wasey Rabbit. It stayed that way until pretty late into the second period, and then Greenville caught some momentum with a very controversial goal as the whistle blew as the puck crossed the goal line, but they called it a goal. And a minute later had another one to make it 3-2. The Icemen regained a 2-goal cushion early in this third period, a power play goal from Nick Saraceno, only to see the Swamp Rabbits come back with a power play goal of their own just a moment ago from Mike McNamee. And that's where we stand right now. Jacksonville 4, Greenville 3, with 7:05 to go in period number 3. Face-off is to the left side of Eamon McAdam. Still waiting for the play to resume. They had dropped the puck, but they weren't quite ready yet. I think they're just adding time to the clock. They added 2 seconds to the clock. They had a premature face-off earlier. Puck is down. Who's going to get it? After a bit of a scramble, it was controlled by Jacksonville, but they do not clear it. They've had some struggles in this third period in particular with clearing the zone. They are able to clear it this time, however. They'll get it to center ice with Saraceno tapping it back to the Greenville blue line. He'll continue on the forecheck, trying to get it loose, and he does get it loose. Comes free for Ingham, who will cover it up, but what great work there from Nick Saraceno. Saraceno was actually in South Carolina's training camp, and they cut him loose. I was blown away when I saw that, and obviously Jason Christie, the Iceman head coach, was blown away too. He put a claim in for him, and very fortunate to grab him off that waiver claim. And he has made an impact. In fact, as of right now, Nick Saraceno has the game-winning goal, the current game-winning goal. Jacksonville wins the face-off. At the blue line, it's Cedarholm with a drive that is blocked in front. It's Warren in the high slot. Tries to spin around a man to the right of Ingham. Double teamed on the play. Lodermeyer's there to help out. Bachman tries to clear. He'll chip it off the glass and out to center ice. Harrison, great play defensively to knock a man off the puck. Swamp Rabbits have it in the neutral zone. Hora will drive it around the wall. McAdam quickly out of his net to block it behind the cage. Plays it up the boards. It comes free for the Icemen. It is Abbott Gerdukis 2-on-2 with Brendan Warren. Gerdukis steps around one man, pokes it behind the net, trying to set up Warren. Warren trips one man up, gets it free for Gerdukis. Gerdukis trying to center, broken up there by the Swamp Rabbits, and they will skate with it. Just under 6 minutes to go in regulation. Jacksonville leads 4-3. Michael Kim for the Icemen behind his own net. Around the wall for Neely. Good cross-ice look for McKernan, who starts the charge. McKernan chips and chases. Critchlow moves after it as well behind the Greenville net. Critchlow taking the body. Marquardt trying to kick the puck free. Up high is Neely. Neely can't quite get the touch pass from Critchlow. He'll get it back behind the net, however. His centering pass is blocked. Neely gets it right back. Neely on his forehand. Tripped up on the play by Carlisle. No call as the Icemen keep the puck in the zone again. Nice play there by McKernan and Critchlow. Jacksonville elects to take a line change here as the Swamp Rabbits have possession. 5:11 now to go in the third period. A redirect into the Icemen zone. Jacksonville's first on the puck. They'll chip it off the boards, but not out yet. Jardine's shot is blocked, comes free for Greenville. They can't get the shot on goal. It will trickle just over the blue line and out to center. Jardine, backhand flip pass with Martin forechecking for the Icemen. Jardine plays it off the back wall for Finkelstein. Feed to the right for Curtis Leonard. Leonard moves around one forechecker, goes wide on a man, goes off the crossbar on that backhand shot. I think it was deflected along the way, so it changed direction on McAdam, and the Icemen just barely stay on top by a goal. Greenville still with the puck in the offensive zone. Wedman to the blue line for Finkelstein. Wedman gets it back. Shot is blocked. Rebound comes loose for the Icemen. It is Saraceno at center. Safely to the red line and flipping in for a line change. Smart decision there from Nick Saraceno, as looking for the forecheck is Martin. He'll play it a little deeper into the Greenville end. Now down to 4:05 remaining in the third period. Swamp Rabbits clear in. McAdam taps it loose for Chase Harrison. Harrison off glass. Knocked down by Jardine with his hand. The Icemen will regroup and try it again. It is Marquardt. Unable to clear it out the first time. Second attempt, and he does wrap it out to center. It is Neely in the neutral zone. Can't play it in deep, however, and the Swamp Rabbits have it. 3:37 remaining in the third. Swamp Rabbits try to clear in, but it ends up in the crowd instead. They airmailed it. And we'll have a draw at center ice with one final media timeout, but we'll keep it right here. Shots on goal, 30-17 now in favor of the Swamp Rabbits. But the Icemen have the lead where it counts. 4-3, Jacksonville.
Congratulations to Section 106, Row S. You'll be taking home a Culver's coupon. To collect your prize, please head to customer service section behind Section 106.
Sellout crowd again tonight. Your sellout crowd consists of 3,149. It's the best that we're allowed to do, unfortunately, everybody. I will say this, if you want to catch some Icemen games, get your tickets early. Probably the best thing that you can do. Plenty of season ticket holders, of course. This could potentially be a trend, so I would get your tickets in advance if you can for any Icemen games this season. Limited seating capacity. Draw will be right at the center ice face-off dot. Greenville out shooting Jacksonville 12-3 in this period. But the Icemen again still with the lead, 4-3. Play resumes. It is the Swamp Rabbits with the puck in their offensive end. Shot towards goal, blocked in front. That was a big-time block by McKernan on a one-timer from Bradley, who has a cannon of a shot. Icemen get it to center ice. They'll play it behind the Swamp Rabbit net. Wasey Rabbit checking in, and he's got the puck. Looks for a centering pass. It is deflected up high, comes back into the corner. Rabbit could not get it away from Leonard. Greenville through center ice. Pecoraro with a touch pass, knocked away. It's going to be a delayed offside. Comes out to center ice, and the Swamp Rabbits have it again. Down to 2:45 to go in the third period. The Icemen still nursing this 4-3 lead. Greenville into the zone. Pecoraro with a wrister from distance and a save made by McAdam. And behind the play, Binkley with sticks up high with somebody. Both of them head down to the ground. Still can't tell who the Swamp Rabbit player is. I believe it's Brendan Connolly. It is Connolly. And we'll see if we have matching minors, which would be an impactful call if they call anything at all. If you're Jacksonville, you actually don't want any calls here at all. You want it to stay 5-on-5, because if he gets to the final minute or two here, Greenville no doubt will pull their goaltender for an extra attacker. If you're Jacksonville, you'd much rather be 5-on-6 against than 4-on-5 against. You don't want that extra ice out there, and I think this is a bit of a break here for Jacksonville that referee Sean McFarland did not call any penalties. I expected some matching minors there, but we got nothing. Draws to the left of Eamon McAdam instead. Wrist shot from Greenville. Goes off a leg and wide into the corner. Critchlow defends, trying to golf it out as Harrison. Critchlow still digging at it. Works it free for Neely. He'll pitchfork it out to the Swamp Rabbit blue line. Finkelstein has it there. Stick handles to center ice, trying to clear it. It's deflected high into the air. Goes off the glass and barely stays in play. Connolly holds it in. Shot into the slot. Goes all over the crossbar from McNamee. Puck behind the net. Jacksonville in control. It is Critchlow. Calm play to Marquardt, who will backhand it off the boards and out. Jardine beats Neely to the puck. Jardine trying to spin away from Neely. Continues it on as a steal made by Jacksonville. Neely breaking in with Matula. Instead is the Swamp Rabbits clearing in with 1:45 to go. We'll keep an eye on Jacob Ingham for an extra attacker, but it's the Icemen with the puck. They have a 3-on-2. Saraceno over the blue line, got stood up there at the line, but he does clear it and play it deep into the zone. Centering feed for Binkley. Left side, it is Taylor. Wrister in a screen, blocked in front. Zmatula tries to keep the play moving. Binkley holds it in the zone. Down low for Rabbit. Penalty coming as well. Is this on Greenville? There's your whistle. What's the call going to be? Brian Moore with a slash at Wasey Rabbit. Slashing is the call. I believe this is on Brian Moore, and that would be just a killer of a penalty to the Swamp Rabbits. It is on Greenville. It is not on Moore, however. It's on Brendan Connolly instead. And that is a huge call against the Swamp Rabbits. Jacksonville with their 1-goal lead, and now on the power play with just 1:16 to go in the game. The only way Greenville can send this game into OT now is by scoring shorthanded, and that'll make it that much more difficult. Face-off will be to the right of Jacob Ingham. The Icemen trying to salt this game away and get their first victory of the season. It is Greenville winning the draw, however. Ingham immediately goes to the bench for a 5th skater as Jacksonville gets the steal. It is McKernan to the left side for Marquardt. Marquardt to the right for Warren on his backhand. He'll just play it in deep. He took a hit up high as well. Final minute of play. Jacksonville leading by 1 and on the power play, trying to score into an empty net to seal this victory. Greenville now shorthanded, but they'll skate into the zone. McNamee behind the Jacksonville net. Plays it to the blue line for Finkelstein. Finkelstein with a centering feed. It goes all the way out to the Greenville zone. 35 seconds to go in the game. McNamee from his own blue line. His pass is deflected. Comes loose at the Jacksonville line. The Icemen have it, and a penalty on the Icemen. A penalty on the Icemen. Cross-checking is the call. And that's going to even things up. This game has been chippy all night long, and McFarland not letting him get away with it. Timeout called by Greenville. So we're even strength on the ice, 4-on-4. But the Swamp Rabbits have an offensive zone draw, and they will have their goaltender on the bench in favor of a 5th attacker this time as opposed to a normal 6th attacker. So it'll be 5 skaters on the ice for Greenville, 4 skaters on the ice for Jacksonville. Effectively, a power play. The difference here is the Icemen will not be able to ice the puck either. They'll have the ability to shoot into an empty net if they get the chance, but that is not that important right now. Finding a way to kill off these 27.6 seconds is everything for the Icemen here. 1 clear of the zone may be enough to do it, but you've got to do it. Face-off is to the left of Icemen netminder Eamon McAdam. Cam Critchlow for Jacksonville on the draw. Puck is down, Swamp Rabbits win it cleanly. One-timer goes wide off the stick of Sadik. Comes along the boards, held in by Greenville. Bouncing puck, Rabbit tries to play it out, it's held in. 17 seconds left. Pecoraro, Christ's last look. Backhander is blocked, comes free for Critchlow with 10 seconds to go. Critchlow is double teamed, he can't clear it out yet. Gets it back, tries to kick it onto a stick and does. Plays it to an empty net, it's gonna go wide, but time will expire and this game is over. The Icemen survive and defeat the Greenville Swamp Rabbits by a final score of 4-3. Credit Eamon McAdam with the victory, saving 28 of 31 shots tonight. A pair of goals from Wasey Rabbit, and your game winner from newcomer Nick Saraceno early in the third period. And Jacksonville has their first win of the season. They are even up at 1-1 on the year. Same goes for the Swamp Rabbits. They are also 1-1 on the campaign. We'll have your 3 stars announced down below with public address announcer Joe Massa in just a moment. But the Icemen, with the entire team on the ice, sticks up high for this sellout crowd in appreciation for this Jacksonville victory here on home ice. A gritty effort there from the Icemen this evening, jumping out to a 3-0 lead and ultimately having to hang on for dear life at the end. But it all worked out by the time that the final horn sounded. Here is Joe Massa with your 3 stars of the game. So we will have those 3 stars in just a moment. Final shots on goal, 31 for Greenville, 17 for the Icemen. Jacksonville only had 3 shots on goal in the third period. So once they scored on the power play just a minute into that third period, really they just kind of went into a defensive shell from there. And it was enough for the regulation victory over Greenville, sending these fans home happy. Remember, next game for the Icemen, Friday night, once again on home ice, as Jacksonville will host the South Carolina Stingrays, a team that is 0-1 on the year. They lost in overtime last night to tonight's Icemen opponent in Greenville. Your 3 stars for the evening. 3rd star from Greenville. Hard to argue this one. A goal and 2 assists. Here are your 3 stars from Joe Massa.
Jacksonville Icemen with a game-winning goal. Number 2, Jeff Taylor. And your number 1 star of the game from your Jacksonville Icemen. He scored 2 tonight. The captain, number 20, Wasey Rabbit.
So a correction on the number 2 star. That's actually going to be Nick Saraceno with the game-winning goal. Joey Haddad is your number 3 star for Greenville. He had a goal and 2 assists. He's a very good player, Haddad is. But number 2 star, Nick Saraceno for the Icemen with the game-winning goal early in the third period. But your number 1 star, just how you want it to be. Your captain, Wasey Rabbit, is your number 1 star for the night. A pair of goals, one of them on the power play. And it is Wasey Rabbit, your number 1 star for tonight, as the Icemen will go home with a couple of points and a victory this evening. They have defeated the Greenville Swamp Rabbits by a final count of 4-3. That will do it for this broadcast. It's a shortened broadcast. We wish we could do more. We used to have the interview with the player of the game. We can't do that anymore. We used to have all kinds of banter between Alex Reed and myself. We can't do that anymore. It's just me up here. It's not the same. So it's a bittersweet feeling. Yes, we won, but I can't talk to Reeder. And we don't have our interview with the number 1 player of the game. That's okay. I will get over it, and I know you will too. All smiles around the board here for the Jacksonville Icemen. They have defeated the Greenville Swamp Rabbits tonight by a final score of 4-3. Tune in again next Friday night, either on flowhockey.tv or on mixler.com/JacksIcemen for for our next broadcast. The Icemen hosting the South Carolina Stingrays next Friday night at 7 o'clock. I want to thank Gemstone Media for all the production work, also the people here at the Veterans Memorial Arena for their work behind the scenes, and of course to you, the fans. You caught a great one tonight, a thriller, and the good guys survived. 4-3, your final score. For everybody else involved in this production, this is Arlie Johnson saying good night for now. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and we will catch you again next Friday night.